All right, people. Microphone check. Microphone check. Therapy without a degree. I think we hit chapter 173. 173 episodes. And
that's insane.
Yo,
100 and what?
173.
Jesus.
It's a lot of fucking episodes.
That's a
right?
lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
So to my left, we have Zane here. Zane's in the building.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? My name is Zane. Apparently, I don't talk a lot, so I'm going to say my name, Zain. That's it.
For those people writing down your names in notebooks.
And notebooks.
They might be. And then we got Nat. Is it like literally in the fucking building?
I'm here in person. Like, I'm not a simulation.
No Zoom.
Yes. No Zoom.
Yes.
I'm happy.
There's nothing like
I'm happy. My day got better.
My day definitely got better.
Word, not for like my day was all right. My day was like on a 1 to 10, it was like a 5.
Dang. Okay,
It's
that's
not-
okay. That's average.
It's definitely not like an 8.9.
Good.
And then
And once the food
comes,
gets here,
I didn't order no food.
damn.
oh, you gonna see? You're like, oh damn, you know what? Maybe I'll start cooking. Start throwing down
What this guy get?
sushi.
Oh, you got
I'm
sushi?
I'm on a strict diet.
I got pasta.
He's on a sushi diet. Nah, no
Yeah.
sushi. for me.
Sushi diet?
Yeah, I'm water and sushi.
Nothing. It sounds so much like
That sounds like a bathroom
she.
trip.
Yeah, it does. It's to clean you out. That's what you need. You need to clean your bowels out.
Okay, that's fine.
whatever works. Whatever works.
I was going to say, I thought there was like a medication for that.
Yeah, Philip Magnesia. That usually cleans you out immediately. Remember, this is the health show.
This is the health podcast.
This is the health
my gosh.
podcast.
Yo, nah, fuck that. We're going right to the shits.
Fuck that.
At least.
Fuck
No pun.
Yeah, don't fuck that.
Oh, I just got that one.
Don't. Yo, this last episode, why the fuck were you on the phone so much?
I was texting somebody really important.
You were thoughting.
No, my girlfriend was sitting right next to me, so that's
Until
impossible.
she was here.
Nope.
I wasn't trying to get you, in trouble because there's nothing to do to get you in trouble. So, all right, Quay, that's not what I was trying to do. What I was trying to say was before she got here, you were texting her.
Yeah.
You were thoughting.
Thoughting? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it thoughting if you have a significant other that you're thoughting with?
Computer love.
While
Love?
while you're on a fucking podcast.
It really wasn't her.
Yo, I'm gonna make a collab, like a whole episode of just Zane on his phone.
You should. That would be a beautiful
Honestly,
thing.
I love an episode Zane out of context. Like all the fucked up shit that you say, but out of context.
Like that Dink videos with on the Charlemagne show. Just I say some weird shit.
Yeah. No, we need one of those.
I think the weirdest one was the pizza one, but we didn't label it as pizza episode. But that was probably the one. That's the one that you Zoom called in.
Oh, I thought it was the pie episode.
You should have.
The pie episode? Which
That was-
one?
that was
Oh
on
no,
that-
that wasn't even on therapy out of degree.
Yo,
that was a
that
whole.
was-
That had
other-
to get
crazy.
censored, didn't it?
No, he put that all out because that was like his platform.
Oh
was just,
yeah, that's
just
right. That's
the
right.
wildness.
Yo,
The behind the scenes.
that still amazes me. I will never look at apple pie ever again.
Joe never bought apple pie in his house ever again.
That's funny.
And
Your apple pie's compromised.
I'm afraid because the Friendsgiving is coming up soon.
Listen, man, pie can't be acting up.
Listen, well,
Whoever's making the apple pie, don't make it look too good. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. Just make it.
because you just might find
My like there's that
Zane
the
in the
original
coat-
hole
in the
there.
coat check.
In the coat check. Where's my pie?
It's gonna be, instead of Adriana in the bathroom, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be me with the pie just laid out around my mouth. And just
oh my god, that's so bad.
It's not gonna be around your mouth. It's gonna be around something else.
listen. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
You're right.
Think about it.
Listen.
People know they're gonna talk about like, yo, that's the guy with the pie. That's how I'm gonna be
They're
known.
gonna be like, what do you mean? And they're just like, he just went too hard.
Too hard in the paint.
Could you ever go too hard?
Pun intended.
Yes. But yo, so Nat, what have you been doing?
Oh god, I feel like I've been healing, or I
Okay.
guess attempting to, just doing a lot of art. I guess stuff that I want to do. Yeah, and getting into the throes of maintaining my work, looking at my work a little bit differently, and trying to change I guess the way I go about certain things when it comes to my business. I think for a lot of people as well, I think when the pandemic hit early on a couple months ago, it was like, oh, now what am I going to do with my business? Or what kind of business do I want to start now to make other money? And so I feel like business models are changing as they should change. These are definitely interesting times. But that's kind of what I've been doing, I guess, is replanning my business model, my method of attacking things when it comes to art. And I've been enjoying myself. I have to say,
you've been.
I'm happier now.
Hey, all right, that's good.
So
see,
that's good.
That's what matters, yo. As long as you're happy, you've been showing. I might steal these from Zane.
Yeah, they're good. They're good
We
books.
fighting.
Some fire books. That's what's up, though. Nah, it's a pleasure to have Nat
It's
over
always
here.
awesome having you.
You've been leaving me alone with this guy. Nah, I'm just fucking with.
Y'all, listen, y'all are like,
Oh my God, it's like that brother that be showing up all the time that sleeps on the couch, but not really.
Oh no. No, I'm talking shit. I love when this guy's here. I'd be mad when he leaves.
He's like, wait, you're leaving? Ah, man.
Yeah, I'd be like,
you're like, I thought he was gonna stay this time.
yeah.
It'd be like that.
Nah, I'll be upset. Or even like he won't be here and he was just here like for like 4 days. I'll be almost texting him like, yo, come through.
I miss you.
Right? Like, especially if I'm not here a weekend, like if
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not here
that's
on
bad.
a Saturday or a Sunday, that's like wait, all right. I'm used to Phil
Joe's
being
probably
here.
the only guy that hits you with the "Are you up?" text at like 2 a.m.
No, that's all the time because he's up too, and I'm just like, why you up?
He's like, why I'm up? Why you up?
Why you up?
Yo, I am always up.
As
in
he
here.
sends you pictures of his screen editing videos.
Yes.
Yep,
I'm
that's
awake.
exactly what I get.
Yeah. Hey, but he's doing the same thing though. Like
I'm
he
watching
be-
movies. I don't even know why I'm up. I'm either playing video games or watching movies. There's no reason past like 12 while I'm up. It's like I'm on YouTube watching movies or I'm playing video games because I got the PC, so I've been playing a lot of games.
Nah, sometimes you be working on some fire content like mad late at night.
Actually, be surprised. Guess what? I actually don't do it before 8. I mean after.
Oh, you
after
made
8.
rules for yourself
Yeah,
too?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I do. Like after 8,
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
editing.
Me too.
Yeah, before 8, I'll be editing, but like after that, nope.
Yeah.
Because I get lost.
I try, yo, but I feel so like, maybe that's one thing we could kind of talk about on here today. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, we got a list of
Listen.
things.
Yeah,
like
you got a list.
I have one, but I'll wait until But it's like it's a short topic. It's not a long topic.
Yeah.
It's just something that's on my mind.
Anything with us is a long topic.
You're right. 'Cause
Just
I was
saying.
talking
Never
about
know.
that. It's like the shortest I could do, 3 minutes.
I said he was like in short, and I'm like, and I just deleted everything. I was like, I'm giving you a video fucking. Now you're getting a video message.
Now you're getting a video
a voice message.
Hey, yo, it's substance, yo. Fuck it. You need some substance.
No, I'm like,
hilarious.
it's hard to condense it. It's like certain things just are not meant to be fit into 120 characters or like a 2-minute short. You know what I'm saying? It's some stuff requires more delving.
Yeah, some substance, some real. You got to get into
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? But my thing is like sometimes I try doing those things, but I easily get that feeling of not feeling I'm accomplishing anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's just tough. Like I don't know. I get those weird pockets of like, damn, I could be doing more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or damn, I could be doing so. Like I just always like to be, because I feel like if I'm not like checking things off or doing something, I feel like if I'm not like accomplishing anything, I feel like I'm just not doing as good as I could be.
I empathize with that a lot. I feel that.
You feel it?
I feel that shit. I'm like, I know, because it's like, especially I think when you're hoping to achieve some type of financial freedom from all that time that you're putting into it, it's you're almost like riding like a seesaw almost, on one end it's like, okay, I need rest, I need this, but am I doing enough? Like, and what if I don't keep doing enough? Like, this is probably when I need to be going harder. But it's like there's times when it's okay to take a step back and regroup, and then you get back to it, and it's more of the quality time that you're spent doing it versus drilling yourself to the ground doing it. Like, we're not a fucking machine. The grind, and it's like grinding yourself into the ground. It's more about that the joy in the process, and if you start to lose that, See,
my thing is I still be joyful. Even I'm like, I'll be nuts. I'll be doing some shit for fucking hours or whatever, and it's like I'm still like I have no problem doing it. I just know sometimes it's just not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. But that, I think then, a solution perhaps could be creating a schedule that you are disciplined. Disciplining yourself in that sense. Like, I don't answer emails before 8 o'clock in the morning, and normally I won't send out, like, the last email I'm sending is probably like maybe 10 o'clock at night.
But it doesn't live in your fucking brain.
It does. No, dude, I sweat over this shit. And I'm like, what if, like, I didn't send an email, or somebody emails me at fucking 11:01 or whatever, and they wanted something done the next day, and it's like, but then on the other end, I have to think, yo, like, neither can I be sitting here at everybody's beck and call either. They, like, if you want work from me or you want work done, and there's some semblance of timelines, then that needs to be respected. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, I want this big piece of art done tomorrow, and I emailed you last night about it and you didn't respond to me, so I went to somebody else. Do I really want to work with that person?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it has to be, you know what? I'm drawing the line here. I'm going to stop answering emails or stop creating here. So that way I can give myself the quality rest I need to do this again and keep doing it without burning myself out.
What about when it's your own stuff, though, and it has nothing to do with the clients?
I don't know. I could go hard.
You can. That's what I'm saying. Easily can go hard.
I can go hard because, I agree. I can't. I don't mind having to wake up at 8 o'clock the next morning if I'm lost in my painting. It's different when it's client work in that sense.
Yeah.
That, thank you. In the sense that for me is like, I take that serious and, in the effect of, all right, between these hours, I'm going to work on work stuff. So that way, outside of that time, I can work on my personal stuff. So, yeah, you're right. It does vary. Yeah. If it is personal stuff, like on your end, like if you're editing your own videos of you talking and that kind of stuff, right? That's personal versus which is also business, but versus the contracts that you have with people.
Exactly.
That's a little bit different. You're saying to them, hey, give me 2 weeks or, give me 7 to 10 business days. And that's your contractual agreement with them.
Exactly.
You have to dedicate yourself to that. But with self, I don't know. I think that you got to kind of trust your instinct on that, because I could go for hours and hours on my own personal stuff and not feel any way the next day if I'm tired.
That's the thing. It's like I do good when it's client work, because I do give a good, okay, this will be done in 10 days. And I give myself the freedom of, I don't have to be like on it every
rushing.
second.
Yes.
But when it's like my own shit or like our shit,
yeah,
it's like the grind don't stop.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that. Yeah. But I think that's maybe because we don't want to put a limit on ourselves for our own, producing our own art.
Yeah.
But art takes time, and sometimes we got to think about our bodily needs first, because this is the body that is ultimately creating the work.
Exactly.
And we have to respect our bodies in that way and just be like, you know what, yo, man, I need a nap, or I need this amount of sleep, or, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to give my 100%, because it does add up. I mean, you could grind nonstop working on your own art, but I mean, there does come a time for rest. Yeah. And that being valuable
or pleasure, just to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Just the ability to do something and feel joy outside of work related things, even our own art falling into the work category, because it's labor, it's manual labor. So, I guess it depends on how you feel.
Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever get like with your stuff, because you have a lot of stuff too that you do with photography and your film and your projects? Do you ever get to that point of like you feel like if you haven't finished something yet, it really gets on your nerves?
Yes, I'm going through that now currently.
With what?
I create agendas for myself every day, so I have to complete at least 4 tasks. So then there's times where I don't complete the task, and I feel like that 4 is just like, it's just sitting there. So I can't create a new set a 4 until it's done.
Yeah.
And then it's like I feel like I'm in a block, like a wall. Like I said, I need to create 3 drawings, and then I need to read, right? But those are 2 of the 4, and apparently it's impossible to apparently read what I want to read because of time. You know what I'm saying? Or if I want to like sit down and draw and paint, but then I was like, oh, it's like so many things that needs to be done. Because I think what ends up happening is I want to do these things that are considered fun, and then what comes in my head, you need to market, you need to sell, you need to be on Instagram promoting.
That's the, I like to call that though. That's the corporate conscious.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and I call it that because at the behind the scenes of our work is we need money from it. Hopefully the goal is to make some type of money for it so we can pay for the things that we need to live. No?
Yeah.
Why else do we dedicate so much time and energy to it?
Yeah, and it keeps knocking. That corporate conscience keeps knocking on my head. I'm just like, yo, can you like chill? Yeah, did you make sure you got those emails sent out? You need to create a new flyer for that. I was like, you sure you're gonna have enough time for that? Oh shit, it's 6 o'clock. You don't have too much time. You think you're gonna be able to fit all that? I'm like, I guess I'm not doing the reading. I guess I'm not doing the painting. I guess I'm just gonna do that, and then by the time I know it, it's the next day, and I go to sleep late, and I usually just wake up early to get it done early. So now I have to go back into that even more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So waking up early helped me kind of get the fun done or the workload. So say if I want to get the workload, I get that out of the way, and then the rest of the day I could do that.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's like, I kind of the opposite. Like, I work a lot at night. I work when everyone's sleeping. I don't got, everything's already scrolled on Instagram.
Yeah.
Everything's
it's
done.
Quiet time. There's no one here. Yeah.
That's like, there's no one in and out of here. There's, all the stories are watched already on Instagram.
Yeah, that's
it's
how
like,
I feel in the morning.
Yeah,
like your nighttime is kind of like my morning because no one's hitting me up at the time that I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard, I guess, too, because a lot of us have similar traits. And I guess it's like when you do have like that hard work mentality, and you also are such a creative in so many different aspects, it's like I could feel like you have that feeling of like 9 different highways going on at once.
No, it's overwhelming. It really is overwhelming because there's also this like hidden sadness, I guess, or like frustration as to not being able to accomplish all the things that you want to do, but you can't do so many things. It's like in a span of 5 years, you probably could achieve it. But to sit here and be like, put this unrealistic goal on ourselves of saying, you know what, I'm going to achieve all of these very in-depth, well thought out ideas in this short amount of time. And then you kind of put, I guess you not fail before you start, but you're like overwhelming yourself with things to do when you can just pace yourself.
Exactly.
Because it is your own work.
Yeah.
Again,
And I think it goes back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago about asking for help.
Yeah, for sure.
And asking for help when you need it and shit like that. There was also another kind of topic that I wanted to, a real quick one too, that I wanted to talk about. It kind of, I feel like is almost similar to that. I want to see if any of y'all ever dealt with it. Like, do you ever feel when you try to do something for somebody, or let's just say maybe Nat, maybe it's for, June or for Mello, or maybe you or your mom, or like, or even, your lady, like, do you ever feel like you try to do stuff for them and like kind of because you want to do it, but you almost feel like, it's good enough, but you still never feel like it's good enough?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I don't feel the not good enough part. It's like whatever I give, that's like, I know that's the best that I could give. Like, I don't do anything less. Like, I don't give like percentage. Like, say if I don't like you, like, I'm not gonna give you the sauce.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that's all automatic. So I never like leave.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm doing something for you, you're getting the cap of like the maximum of what I need to give. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I've ever felt like I didn't do enough, except maybe in a past relationship. Maybe like in the past that was a thing, like with a past ex, where I thought like, was I not doing enough because I didn't have enough money?
Yeah, but no, I can understand. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I have felt that though. I have definitely felt that of not feeling like that enough is good enough but honestly, I think that comes from just being an artist and looking at your work in a particular way, or looking at yourself in a way where it's like you see all the flaws, or you know, the ways in which you can do better, but the person that loves you, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, they're just like, you're enough for,
of course, yeah.
you know, at this moment right now, you're enough.
But it's like, okay, so then the question is, you know, what do y'all think is the way to just kind of like if you like, you know it, like I go through that sometimes. Like I'll be like, damn, I'm doing everything I could do, whatever, I'm going ham, going nuts, and I know it's enough, and I know that person knows it's
but
enough.
those are creeping thoughts, though.
Yeah, it's
that you
still
gotta kind of say, no, that's not true, brain. That's not true.
Yeah,
you know, everything that your mind thinks isn't always true.
Yeah.
And we kind of, a lot of times we have to sift through that, because it's real easy too to kind of say, when you have those thoughts, right? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm not doing enough for this. And it's like, I mean, look at the reality of things, and look at how much that you truly are doing.
Yeah.
You know, try to kind of separate yourself a little bit from that nagging voice in your head that always says, hey, it's not enough, or this is not enough. It's like, oh, come on, give it a break.
Yeah.
Like,
nah,
stop.
yeah, you try.
You know,
it's like,
it's
all right,
okay.
chill.
Yeah, because if this person is telling me I love this, or like, you know, you are good enough for whatever it is, you gotta believe them. You know,
Yeah.
If they lie to you, that's on you.
You know,
on them, not on you.
You know what I think it is? Is sometimes it's a feeling of like when you know you're capable or something of doing X, and it's like you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Of
I guess it's almost, I'd say, again, you know you're gonna get to the finish line,
Yeah.
but you know it's just not now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
It's almost that anxiety of it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, but you're kind of giving yourself, we're feeling anxiety per se. We're feeling anxiety of not being our future self yet. You know what I'm saying? And that future self is gonna want more. And it's like, we gotta kind of enjoy where we're at right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and who we are here in comparison to before, versus who we are here in comparison to what we hope to be. You know?
Makes sense.
Because we're always gonna, I mean, you might hope to be somebody and get there and realize this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You know, and we were wrong about all the things that we hope to be, and now our perception has changed. We want something new, something different.
Yeah. Well, interesting. I want to see what y'all take on that. I've been personally trying to work through it. It's just sometimes I feel like it's like no, gotta go harder.
No,
I mean, you're always gonna have that, because you're always gonna, like, I do that with myself opposed to others. I'm more on the internal, like, what can you do better? Like, that's why I be like, oh, your work is getting better and better and better. Yeah, because I'm trying to beat myself.
Yeah, you're beating yourself for sure.
I'm always beat. So that's why I take criticism times 20,000 when someone else tries to criticize me. I'm like, whoa, hold up. I already do that shit myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need an extra person coming at my life unless I ask you for that.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Unsolicited, like criticism. I'm like, whoa, I didn't ask for that. You could hold that. You can hold that. Because I'm already.
Because you already go so hard.
I'm already.
Like, I've been there. I thought about that already.
Exactly. I already know. Like, yeah, that's ass. I need to, fix it. So it's just like extra stuff.
Yeah.
So I go hard on myself and try to make sure that I do the best. And then sometimes I'm like, damn, that wasn't good enough. I don't know. And then I just make up. So like, well, you gotta do this. You gotta get this, or we gotta watch more videos so we can get better and get more knowledge on that, so that we can be more well versed in that field. And then that's how I kind of go about it.
See, I do that with everything, and that's the dangerous part, because it's like, and then it just gets to be so much that it's just like,
yeah, man, you're gonna have to learn how to cap it, because sometimes it gets out of hand to the point where you're in a relationship and you feel like it's not enough. And it's like that you can't rely on that other person to cap that I guess the love or the emotion that you're giving them, and that it's tough.
Yeah, and we can't be good at everything.
No,
exactly.
We can't be good at everything. You know, we can be well rounded, but that's you get that over a lifetime. Yeah, you know, there's 20 years from now is probably gonna, that version of you is probably gonna look at this version and be like, damn, I was really there. Oh, And I thought that this was like the best I could do.
Yeah.
That's what I used to
You
think.
don't know.
Yeah, sometimes
You
you don't
know.
live in the moment because it's like
No.
we're going so fast.
No.
Like, you got so many different things going on.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, it pays to slow down a little bit
Word.
and reevaluate those things. And you know, sometimes it's okay for certain things to kind of sit off, and like certain things could wait, you know, like we might be trying to educate ourselves on 100 different things so we could be good at it. But is it more valuable to try to do all these things at the same time? Or is it more, and everybody's different because a lot of people can do that, can learn about a lot of things at the same time. And sometimes we need to pace ourselves a little bit differently to learn things at the pace that we feel comfortable doing it. And then there's more value in that, and maybe focusing on one or two subjects and kind of going hard with those things. And when you're done with that, all right, I'm going to move on over here, you know, because then you don't get overwhelmed. I think that the burnout comes from being overwhelmed by so many, trying to be so well versed at so many things. And it's like, ugh, this shit is exhausting.
Yeah.
I think it's more like you kind of like you say you have to put like a number on certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, like 4 a day, 3 a day. Like
Yeah.
I'm only gonna do this. And,
Yeah.
You know.
That changes everything,
Yeah.
and I learned that from reading a book because I've been reading a lot. Because I don't have a lot of like mentors or people to like in my life to give me tips and whatnot. So I read so that way I can find these things. So then I read like the Tools of a Titan. Like I start picking up like whatever habits that like, oh that seems like it could work for me. So 4 a day. And I read that from what book? It wasn't Tools of Titans. I think it was
Power Habit.
no, it was the other one.
4 hour
4 hour
work week.
week.
4 hour work week. There it was 4 hour work week. So it was like kind of limit your task per day, and mine was 4. So I want to do like 4 things. You have an option to do like a 5th additional one, but if you don't do it, it's cool. That rolls over to the next day.
Yes, you're not going to beat yourself up over it.
Exactly. Changed my entire day, and I felt happier because what I was doing was I would have maybe if I said I had 4 tasks that day, I added one. I said add another one, and I kept on adding, and then that adding it kept on up to the point where I was like, oh, I'm out of time. I don't have. But in reality, if I just did my 4 tasks of the day, I would have been done. You know what I'm saying? Oh, laundry, paint the picture, watch this movie, and blah. And then that's it.
Yeah.
I would have been good.
And then you're able to now look back. You feel great about yourself.
Yeah.
Because you achieved these things, right, that you set out to do. And tomorrow's a new day, a new slate.
Yep.
We don't have tomorrow yet. You know, I'm not going to bust my ass thinking about the things I have to do. Of course, you have to think about what you got to do for the month. But I mean to say, you know, it's okay to take it easy. Don't hurt yourself so much trying to, be on everything all the time.
Yeah. I need to take a chill pill.
That's why I
It's
keep
okay.
telling you. I've been telling you that. So
Take
that's.
a breather. Enjoy it.
I said, Joe, you're gonna have to take a day off. Oh, there's no day off. All right, man. All right. I was
I used
trying
to
to help
say
you
I'll
out.
sleep when I die, and then I fucking
Yeah, I used to say that too.
and then I have mellow, and I'm like, I need to sleep.
I need to
have-
sleep.
like,
I need
what?
to sleep.
What?
I need sleep.
I gotta be up every hour and a half. What? Some fucking Navy SEAL shit right here.
Word. Listen, put the moms out there. They definitely get the job done. I'll tell you that. Oh my God. But what was I gonna say? Like the topic that I had, which was the brief one, was how do y'all feel about when you're dating somebody, right? And they're not they're excluding their mom and their dad, their family members threaten you.
Wait. What? What?
Like,
When you exclude their
like just
parents?
exclude their parents, because the parents are gonna be the ones they'll give you the threats regardless. Because that's something I'm thinking about. Like but
You think like an uncle, cousin, or something?
so what I'm talking about is like uncles, cousins, or whatnot, like friends and whatnot. Like I'm putting those in the category, and they threaten you
Why?
because they don't want you to hurt that person that they're with. But there was no prior instance where that happened, or maybe y'all broke up and y'all get together. But I'm more so saying like this is before a breakup or anything happens. We're just talking just They just threaten you from the gate. Not even say, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah blah. Or get to know you.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
How
know.
do y'all feel about? Because I have my 2 cents, but before I fucking go
I
off,
want you to go off.
Who's going first?
I let
Rock, paper, scissors, because I
Yeah,
really
rock
want you
between
to go
y'all two.
off.
Yo, me and him just did
I really
this.
just want you to just do this.
Just go. Just go.
Just, no, I want because I'm getting heated. I just want y'all.
Right. Rock, paper, scissors.
He does it wrong.
I do it wrong.
He does it
Hold
wrong.
on, wait.
I
haven't
hate
done
when
this
he
shit
does
all
it.
the time. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
It's
You go.
off. You see, it's
You
fucking
go.
off. You might as
It's
well
okay.
go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'm horrible at that
It's
shit.
okay.
I'm
It's
So
trash.
bad.
It's okay.
Trash.
It's okay.
So who's
There's a
going?
first for everything. You go. You won.
You what?
You beat my
He did
scissors
this
with rock.
He did the last.
You crushed.
this fucking guy. He did the last time. No, because
Rock.
we had the hotel right, and
Yeah.
then I said, all right. He said, oh, you take the bet. I was like, nah, man, it's not fair. We got to rock paper scissors for it. So
That's
then
fair.
he did the same shit,
did a rock.
and then he did rock, and I lost
It's
because
too
I was scissors.
predictable. That's why.
Yeah, he did it twice though.
I did.
He's like, I'm not changing my.
Yeah, well,
And he
we're
closed
rock.
his eyes too.
I did.
So now I know what to do. So anyway,
Now I'm gonna switch it. I'm never doing rock again. I'm never doing rock again.
that's good to know.
Yeah, never. All right, so this is what's going on over here. So, all right, I have a lot of different feelings. I feel like number one, it's kind of that's kind of almost normal. I think to a point.
It's because we normalize it.
I
Though.
do. We I'm gonna get him angry. I'm gonna get him angry because I feel like we normalize that because it's kind of just like, that's just how you feel. Like,
I get it.
They don't know you. They don't know the person. They're saying,
don't know
yo,
you from
you hurt
campaign.
my lady, I will fucking shoot you in the face. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you hurt my cousin. Like, you hurt my daughter. I look at that as any.
minus the parent part.
Still, it depends because you never know how close people could be. Two cousins could be just
That's
as
like,
close
yeah, brothers and
as
sisters.
parents and shit.
Yeah.
You don't know how close someone is to one another.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something almost we shouldn't really even just take that seriously. I feel like you should. If you get threatened like that, it's like, okay, well, you just got to just show them that you're not that person. It's maybe it's not right of them because they should give you the benefit of the doubt and they should try to just see how you are. But I feel like a lot of people, man, are just gonna be like, yo, you hurt them.
Oh, that wasn't even like, that's a light version.
So what is it?
Latino households be like, you fuck with my daughter and I'm gonna come for your life. I'll bury you, and I'm just
normal.
like, but see, like
But that's
I'm
only it's
conflicted.
one sided though. That's very one sided.
I get a little bit conflicted over it because on one end, the side of me that says to respect people is like, you can't come at somebody like that. Because you don't know them and they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as you don't know them, they don't know you. And that could set things for a bad start. And at the same time, when you care about somebody in this way, it's like, but I don't know, like as an adult, like I love my cousin like a brother, but I could never imagine walking up to his wife when they first got together and be like, you are my cousin. Like,
I'm
no,
gonna cut you.
like, whoa, like, no, like we're grown women. We can have discussions. And at the end of the day, unless there's some sort of physical abuse involved.
Exactly.
If that person, they have conflicts, they got to deal with that shit on a personal level. If somebody hurts somebody else, they have to hash that out. And my opinion on the matter is irrelevant. I could be mad and I could be like, this person is a fucking piece of shit. But it is also up to my cousin who's an adult or my loved one who's an adult to hash that out. And they didn't ask me for their opinion.
Word. And that's where it gets crazy because you deal in situations where, like, one, you don't know that person at all.
No.
You don't know, like
Some people are crazy.
No, they absolutely are, and it's just like one of those things where it's just like they want to, like, I'm the last one to try to instill fear into, because you don't know what kind of shit I deal with on a daily basis. So for you to try to poke that monster just because you're trying to show off or you're trying to let them know. I was like, I hope they're aware that I'm not backing down.
Yeah.
But I don't say anything, so I laugh. So to them, it's like I'm more laughing is like my defense mechanism. But what pisses me off is not done in private. It's done in front of the significant other. And at that point, you're looking at the significant other, you're like, you're gonna let your family member disrespect me, and I've never let anybody disrespect you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say it's one-sided, because I never let anybody from my side disrespect them, like my significant other at all. Mainly because you're going to talk to me first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. And are we not, like, you know, I don't know. I think we're way beyond that. Like,
we older
the cousin
now.
or the
Well, of
family
course.
member, the
Yeah,
aunt or the uncle
way
that you
beyond.
confide in, and it's like, yeah, I'm seeing this person, and they're like good people. Like, I can't wait for you to meet them. That's the average conversation.
Right. It's like, what are you
talk to your
feeding
friends.
them?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you know, especially like, I feel like that's some teenager shit. Personally, I feel like that's something that the
It's
aunt
like
or the uncle or the parent or like somebody that's a little bit older. I'm sorry, I keep hitting your fucking mic. I'm sorry. Says to, like, you know, their niece or their daughter, their, you know, nephew or son's girlfriend, boyfriend,
Right.
first, you know, first love type shit.
Right.
Like,
I'm a grown ass
to like
man.
intimidate
Come on
a
now.
child. Like, that's like,
What?
and is that really gonna stop that person from hurting them? No,
No, it's
Well,
not.
it's not.
I
It's
mean,
not.
it all goes down to maturity.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I
like,
don't
I'm
know.
not saying it's right. I'm just saying I don't think we should make a big deal about it. Cause
I'm not gonna cancel somebody for it.
No, I'm not. I mean, I be like I said, I know who I am as a person.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna come for your life. I think it comes to the fact that, like, yo, I can't let you just have your family member disrespect me without them being unchecked. So
Yeah.
I feel like those situations where it's left unchecked, that's the problem that
But
I have.
Is it disrespect if that's just like them almost kind of like
Joe, think about it like
yeah,
this.
but we're having an
no, I get
interaction.
you.
Yeah, it's an
I think we
interaction.
have to kind of take it like it's not like it's happening in a vacuum. Like, this is an interaction that could potentially have side effects, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, because when I was younger, when they first ever met June, my family, we a bunch of Puerto Ricans, old school Puerto Ricans. You know, like, I have uncles, ex-military, and they be off some other shit. And they're like telling us 15-year-old boy, yo, don't you hurt my niece. And I'm like, Theo, don't do that. Like, stop. And he's like, you know what your uncle just said to me? Yo. You know, and of course, as time goes on, you realize this person, my uncle, my family, yo, this person is a respectful dude.
Yeah.
You know, like she's being taken care of. She's being taken care of. I don't have to worry. Y'all have a good relationship now. You know, we're all adults now. We don't talk like that to each other. You know, and I think, yeah, there comes a point where it's like, you can't look at, you know, I don't know, you just can't look at, even if your father, you're fucking in your 60s and your daughter is like in their 30s, are you gonna tell that grown-ass man that you're gonna whoop his ass if he does something?
Exactly.
Whoop his ass when he does something. You don't have to give anybody warnings.
Exactly. A threat is a
You
threat.
know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that, because, you know, you're right. A threat is a threat. And I'll be damned.
But it's always done to men is what I'm really
I'll be-
getting. I'm
listen,
segueing into
if
that.
one of June's cousins was like, yo, you hurt him, I'd be like, keep your family. I'm good over here.
Right?
You know, that's kind of weird. And again, in that
But you
situation,
see my point?
it gets checked on the spot, like, Theo, hey, don't do that. And June, yo, I'm sorry. It's all good.
It has to be a checked situation, because like, let that be the reverse, and then I'm here and I let my family members just gun at the woman in my relationship. How would that look? How would that look? Do you think she's gonna stay? And you leave it unchecked.
Yeah, something has to happen in order for those
You don't
people
say
to build a relationship.
Exactly.
You know?
So I'm gonna let. And actually, you know, it's funny because they listened to the podcast. They had hit me up and they sent me a long message, and they're saying that their mom is a little too much, and they become very overbearing too. And she has a boyfriend, and she's living with them. And she said that the problem is that she would be overstepping her boundaries, and she would be enabling like that bad behavior and telling the boyfriend, like, oh, that's just how she is, and blah blah, and this and third.
Yeah.
She was like, how do I respond to that? Like, what do I do in that situation? So she has to think, should I need to check my mom? Or, or do I say, yeah, it's fine. Just let that person do that to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. That's a long-term thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't,
We
like,
need
I would
boundaries.
never let that happen. So why should, for men, it's expected for us men, the moment we step into a family, like the other person's family's house, it's okay for the family members to come at our necks.
I think that has to do though too, like with the sort of history of like, I don't know. I think of course things have changed a lot over time, but that is like almost like the stereotypical masculine or manly thing to do, the
Yep.
macho man thing to do.
Yep.
And I think when you step outside of that paradigm, right? I can still be manly and I can still be masculine and I can still be strong and not disrespect somebody's being, because it is disrespectful. Like I don't know. And what if you come from a background of verbal or physical abuse? That shit could be triggering to some people.
Oh my
You understand?
God. You preaching.
So
You
I think
preaching.
that those are things that need to be taken into account, because as much as we joke and shit, and listen, we all have had moments where we're like, yo, like with friends, with people you care about, whatever, it doesn't matter who, that somebody hurt them and you're like, I'm gonna fuck them up. But you're not, you're talking about adults now. And, I don't know, things can get real serious when you start to
Open
threaten
threats.
somebody's, and you just don't know them that way. I don't know. It's weird.
And that was a good thing you brought that up, because granted, like I haven't dealt with that, but it's just like those childhood traumas come up real quick when you just threaten from the jump.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like, the vice versa. Like, imagine you have a cousin, a cool, tight female cousin, and then you had your significant other. She went through abuse in her relationship, and then that cousin comes at her and like, listen, you touch my cousin or blah blah, or if you fucking cheat on him, I'm gonna fuck you up and this, that, and the third. At that very moment, you yourself have to talk to your cousin, be like, yo, don't ever
Don't do that, man.
do that again,
Yeah.
because that was disrespectful.
Yeah.
And you don't know what kind of walks of life
Yeah.
that she had.
And as my loved one, if I talk to you about my relationship, the assumption is I'm not lying.
Exactly.
The assumption is that we're being truthful with one another, and that if I tell you, yo, I'm in good hands, they take care of me, they're good people, like, and I love them or whatever, or I like them and whatever, that you can say, again, we're not teenagers here, we're not in high school. Yo, that's what's up, cuz I'm happy for you. And trust that.
Exactly.
And even if that person cheats on the other person, that's they fucking business.
Exactly.
They got to deal with that shit. They got to heal from that shit. That's not for us. Like, you know what? People are going to pass judgment. We're going to be like, that's fucked up. But when that person chooses to stay with them, they made their amends. We gotta let that go. We can't hold none of that shit, especially when there's kids involved. Like, man, let that shit go.
Exactly.
Let
And
that-
you have,
let that
and
shit
it's
go.
and that's a generational thing that's been passing down over and over. Because I met people, and it's like, it's crazy, because it's like I see the uncles. The uncles don't give me that. The women give me that. So it's all the women that I'm dealing with. They come from my life. I'm like, what kind of trauma were you going through to come from my life so openly?
Yeah, but this is also, I find this though, like what you're saying, like to me, it makes me think of, like a coping mechanism in regards to, like, you walk down the street, whatever. I keep a straight face on, the bitch face, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody talking to me. You learn to build a thick skin, so when people, when men say stuff to you, you know how to respond very witty and quickly. And when somebody, it's like, listen, like, I'm trying to go toe to toe with you, and this is just a self-protection that doesn't necessarily make it okay to, again, threaten people. There's a fine line between, coping and trying and assuming the worst of people, and assuming that they're going to harm somebody I don't know. When you're adults, I don't feel like it should be happening.
I think the only time that it's acceptable in a sense is if that person puts hands. I think at that very moment,
I agree.
There's
I agree,
definitely gonna be something
because,
said.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
But if there's no prior to that at all, that shouldn't be the first thing you jump to, is be like, yo, Joe, you fucking threaten that or blah blah, then I'm gonna fucking kill you, right? That's one thing.
It's
but if you've been treating her right and I give you the same fucking, it's like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, and anyway, if somewhere along the line partner becomes abusive or whatever, that fucking pep talk ain't stopping him from calling you a, bitch and this and that and hurting you. That doesn't stop them.
No.
Your uncle's words in the back of their head, like,
No.
yo, if I put hands on her, her uncle's gonna come for me. No.
Well, you just gotta
When
just
did
do
that
the
ever
hand.
stop anybody?
You just gotta put the hands.
you get what I'm saying? So we have to think, is it practical?
No, it's not. It just makes you look at them like, all right, so at any type of event, it's like, I am not gonna be next to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what if though? Because also, I think it really depends on the situation. So what if they said that to you, just like almost like a welcome, and then they were perfectly fine with you the whole entire event? Do you feel some type of way still or no?
Context matters, though.
That's
Context matters a lot, because if I didn't get that from like the hierarchy, because I remember I talked to her father before, never got that. I expect that from your father. I don't expect that from.
As long as I got respect from mommy and papi.
Yeah.
Or whoever's the most important people in
person.
my significant people's life. Yeah.
I never got that. I got the subtle, don't fuck up. I got that.
That's fair though. That's fair. That's not. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Exactly. It was like straight from the jump. From like
yo, treat her well.
Exactly.
There's a difference between that and I'm gonna hurt you. Like, it's a very clear difference. I'm sorry.
That's
like,
a difference,
we're adults. Man. We can't be shaking another grown man's hand talking about you gonna harm his body.
Right? Like, come on, man. You ain't letting let somebody say that to you and this not. So I just kind of just laugh it off, and that's like kind of my thing. And then they're like, "Oh, why are you laughing?" I'm serious. I'm like, I'm gonna keep laughing. I don't know what to tell you, because I mean, if you put hands, then it's gonna be another story. But it's just like I'm just gonna laugh, and because if you threaten me and I laugh, like
and you're like, I'm being serious. I'm like,
all right, that's cool. I mean, you could say what you want, but I'm just gonna laugh.
Distance.
I'm gonna keep my distance, because it's just like it's crazy when people, they just like, I can never just go up to somebody. It's like, yo, I got a knife and blah blah. Like, I'm gonna threaten you and then go about my day, Joe.
Like, ain't shit happening.
And enjoy. So there was a little, that was just like a quick, oh yeah, blah blah. And I'm just like, I don't really like open threats like that. Yeah. And then I confronted my lady about it, and then she felt some type of way. They said, oh, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to stop them from saying what they're gonna say? I was like, that's up to you. I was like, I don't know. At that point, it's like, I don't know what to say at that point.
See,
I just set the parameters.
It's tough, because some people are just like, we just know that they're immature and that they're not grown, or they're just not in a place. And sometimes it's like not our place, or it's not even our business, or we don't even have time to be trying to help mold them. Like, there's some people that it's like, what could you even say if someone has that mentality, especially now? Because I don't agree with it. I just do feel like how we react to it should be different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't react aggressively.
How we react is our responsibility. Yeah. But the same way, how we outwardly react, well, it doesn't matter. It's our responsibility anyway. Still has consequences.
Absolutely.
So, even if those consequences are, give somebody a firm handshake, whatever, fuck you up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All right. Swipe that shit off. You don't know if that person will fucking come. I don't know. People are crazy. Like, there's some people out there that are nuts and will do weird things, and I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's a hard line to tread on, but I get where you're coming from, though. You're right, because it's like, not all things deserve to be responded to. I think, you got to kind of approach it at that situation too, because
to me, when I first think about it, it just reminds me of that. It's like, we're starting to get, I'm saying just people are starting to get very, like, everything is a problem. Everything is always like, either offensive or this or that. It's like,
You know what it is?
starting to
So
get to a point where
I
it's
think
like
I think
so
we're
much.
just I think it came to a point where we went from being submissive in certain things to now we're not taking that shit no more.
Yeah, well, but
That
I think
too, of course.
offense and disrespect are different.
Yeah.
Like offense is an opinion. Disrespect is a boundary.
Yeah.
So like if somebody is there's shit that we've all said on the show that other people that probably don't align with our views
yeah.
think is offensive.
Yeah.
So I don't to value offense, I value boundaries great on a greater scale than I value offense because it's like, I don't know, when you disrespect people, it leaves a sort of imprint on them. To be offended by something, it's like,
Like
okay.
mint
And then
chocolate
you
chip is
kinda-
trash. Like that's
Like-
that's offensive, but it's not disrespectful.
It's a fucking opinion.
It's an
like,
opinion.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, like, you know what?
For the record, I actually like
okay,
mint chocolate chip.
I love mint chocolate chip. Motherfucker. No, yeah, but yeah, so it's like the difference between saying, it's like, look, like in politics, you see that line all the time, right? Like they were just going after Amy Coney Barrett for saying, sexual preference, which I thought
That's
was
a
just,
problem.
I thought it was ridiculous because it's like, why are you going after her for saying sexual preference? Shut up. Like it's there's more important issues than to sit here and police her language because they said it's offensive. She didn't say gay people don't deserve rights. You understand what I'm saying? One is disrespectful,
Yeah.
and you're making a comment on somebody's entire being and how you believe that they should live and the rights that they have, something that affects their livelihood. And the other is an opinion that does not affect somebody's livelihood. You're not gonna fucking, you know what I'm saying? So there's a difference between that. It's like, James Baldwin. It's like you can have opinions on certain things, but when those opinions start
Turns into action.
yeah, turn into something that is harmful to me, it's not an opinion anymore. It's disrespect.
Yeah.
And in other words, he said it much more eloquently because he's
They used to,
but
like old stand up used to have, there's certain words that they used to just throw around like crazy, right? Yeah. And now that word is not a thing no more because it's deemed disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was the F word. You know what I'm saying? Like that word just is no different on TV, I think.
Yeah, you're talking about bundles of sticks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you can't say certain words because they trigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, these words, we're not going to say it no more. But then it comes to the point where like, all right, I have to be politically correct in jokes. I feel like comedy pushes that boundary of what's offensive and what's disrespectful. For years now, this has been going on. So without them, they're the only ones that push that boundary. You're not gonna see that in news report. The news reporters play it safe all the time. Comedians, they push those boundaries.
Yeah. No, I mean,
all
news,
the time.
News, yeah. When it comes to, you're right. Mainstream media news
They
pushes the
never.
boundary. But I think what is acceptable or not acceptable is this interesting mix of pop culture, right? Comedy falls under pop culture.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is because even like movies push boundaries in a lot of ways, and those are things that are an art, right?
Yeah.
All those things kind of fall into the culture of the times or whatever. That I think is what almost helps people identify, oh, this is offensive or this is not, but it's not necessarily even accurate to the time frame because comedy could be going super hard about making something politically correct or not. And in reality, the average person already thought this way.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not as if that's the milestone. It's that I think they're being inspired by reality. And when content comes out, it's all, you know what I'm saying? This is months later.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now this is the wave, but people have already been discussing this stuff, So it's like, there's that fine line. And again, then culture is influenced by, the mass or the average person.
So back to the topic is it being offensive or disrespectful when you threaten somebody?
When you threaten somebody, it's disrespectful. That's not offensive.
Okay.
You could say, I don't like gay people. And you're going to be like, all right, you're an asshole, but you can be an asshole. You're allowed to be an asshole. You can say, I don't like gay people, and every time I see them, I'm going to fucking hurt them.
Nah,
that's
that
disrespectful. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's when we start to cross that line in the sand. And for some people have no lines in the sand.
Yeah.
But I think the average person, the regular mid 20, 30-year-old, whatever, has probably a good idea of what boundaries are.
Yeah.
So I don't have no excuses for a 40 or 50-year-old decides to fucking act stupid. You had you can't blame certain shit on your upbringing anymore when you become past a certain age, because you have to be responsible, right, for healing yourself and your actions and learning certain things and acknowledging where you might have been wrong and saying, yo, I can't act like this because fucking I'm too old to fucking play the ignorant card.
Now, in terms of responding, how would one respond to a situation where someone threatens them? Like, because what it seems like it's a repeated response is saying nothing. Is the neutralic response. I made that word up probably, but it's to respond to nothing. So if I threaten you, Joe, and you're dating my daughter, then that means that what you call it, and I threaten you, you say nothing essentially. That's what the response is. So what can someone say?
Depends
to let them know, hey, you're crossing the boundaries. All right, I don't know if I never set them with you before, but I'm gonna set them with you now. Don't ever threaten me. Like, what kind of boundaries are we setting?
Well, what I would say, Lisa, to close out the first part of that is, I think then people should just be aware that is disrespectful, because I think some people won't. I think some people it's very normalized. It's like there's so many different things like that are so normalized. You know what I'm saying? Even like phrases like, you can go fuck yourself. Like stuff like that. No, like I'm telling you, like, or people, how people be like, oh, suck my dick. Like some people, oh, you're just joking. But to some people,
but it depends on the context of the relationship too. And that's why I say, because there's so many different ways to threaten someone. Likewise, there's so many different ways to just be firm with somebody with your intentions.
But I'm being disrespectful from the jump. If I say go fuck yourself, I'm being disrespectful.
And I don't fucking know you. Yeah, that's different. If it's like a friend and you're joking, man, fuck yourself. Like,
right.
It's different. Context matters. And
context is definitely a big one with this. And I think it's just some people are probably so normalized to it and so numb to it, just because that's just how people act. Especially back then. Maybe now we're getting a little more conscious to it. And you guys definitely did make a point out too, how it could, definitely bring up some like old mental health issues too.
Some triggers.
But then you'll hear a lot of other people say, well, that's not their fault. It should be the person with the triggers to be able to adapt to certain things. Like,
isn't that enabling?
But it's a disrespect though.
Right,
I think when you give disrespect, it's not that person's responsibility to be to be like, that was a trigger of mine. Like, you are giving someone disrespect and they will give a response.
Yeah.
It's not like, that person is like, all right, let me have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it to me, give me all the disrespect, like roast me.
No one.
It's different if you're like, yo, I don't know, talk to me this way and I want this and whatever, I don't fucking know. But if you ask for it, it's different. But unsolicited disrespect, no.
Yeah. I guess it should be more out there known that is like a disrespect, not a norm. Because I think a lot of times,
yeah, for sure,
people will think that's just like a family.
I think the world is transitioning though.
Yeah,
I really do, because I think as this generation and the ones the ones even before us and even the younger ones kind of coming up, we're being a little bit more thoughtful about certain things. I think,
and it's how we were brought up,
because we're teaching our younger ones that lesson. You know, that you can't just go around
Acting
you know what I'm
crazy,
saying?
yeah.
Like, you can't just go around doing certain things and like, no, we can't treat people that way and then expect to have good outcomes with everything.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine. I don't know. I can't.
And I'm really, because I saw a lot of stuff in the group, and it was a lot of it which brought it to my attention was there's a lot of things put that men have to take. They gotta take this like mental health for men is a joke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we joked on Will Smith for crying because his wife,
yeah.
and there's but he cheated. He definitely cheated and blah blah. We didn't even. That's like, what was she wearing type of scenario.
No, I mean it
Like,
is.
are you serious? Like, you see the man clearly loved his wife. And he's crying. You could see.
Of course.
Let's joke on him.
Of course.
Let's
yeah.
joke on
Yeah,
him.
but I think too that has to do with that's another side effect of being in the public eye.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like he ain't human. Like, we all have like Hove cheated on Beyonce, y'all.
And then that was a shocker for me and everybody.
People
I'm just
are
like,
shocked.
he's human.
But he's a human
Exactly.
being. You know what I'm saying? Like talk talk to somebody that you love and yo, like, you know, what did you learn from that relationship if you were cheated on? What did you learn from that? How did it make you feel? And I bet the feelings are very similar to random people. Just ask them. Y'all was hurt. You were betrayed. That person harmed you in that way. This is human nature. You know, it doesn't justify it, but people hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have good intentions, the road tells paved with good intentions. You know, sometimes you think you have good intentions with something and you harm someone, and we got to be responsible for that harm, even if it's not our intention. So,
especially if
definitely did it.
whatever you say might change that person's day. It might be that last
you
straw.
don't
No, you're
know.
right.
That's a major thing that people don't account for.
Oh, yeah.
No matter, it doesn't matter male, female. You could say something that could be the last straw.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
for real, the
day.
last- yeah. And that's it. Exactly.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
What we're working on now.
Exactly. You don't know what you could be saying to them.
course.
Maybe like, yo, nobody respects me. Maybe this day will be
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
They get disrespected. That was the last straw.
Yeah. But the not caring about the mental health for men thing, I think that's a side effect of the machismo
Absolutely.
culture.
No, you could tough it out.
You know, yeah, and again, and I think as time goes on, you know, the ones who have been harmed by that, and I think acknowledge that, they treat their sons different. They acknowledge it, and they like,
My mom
because
did.
you know what?
Yeah.
I can't hope that the person that harmed me changes. There's a point where you can't depend on that anymore because you're a little bit older. You're not under their care anymore, and you got to kind of go about your life. And we can't expect apologies from people because some people are never going to give it to us. And we got to kind of be like, you know what? I got to heal from this. However long it takes, whatever I need to do, there's going to be mistakes while I'm healing, fuck ups, all that shit. You know? And you got to kind of roll with it sometimes and just pass it forward. Not even to, you know, if you don't have children, the loved ones in your life to say, yo, you know, my brother, I feel this way too. Yo, word up, me too. And I don't really talk to people about it because I don't want people to think I'm soft.
Yep.
That word, soft.
Yo, you soft.
You know what? You know what the hardest thing is? It's hard body to think about your feelings and take it seriously.
Yeah, when you're vulnerable, that's strength, and to be
That's
to
not
openly vulnerable,
easy.
it's
That's
not.
not easy.
That's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Now that is tough to say. You openly, you like, I love this person, or I do these things.
Yeah.
Like, man, you soft.
Yeah.
What I gotta do? I gotta be the opposite. I gotta pretend.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
a form of rejection. Like being rejected, the acknowledgement of your feelings. That's rejection.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're expressing these feelings, and it happens to a lot of kids, right? You express those feelings, whatever, and then they get knocked down. You know, you're not supposed to feel this way. And that's a rejection, and you kind of keep that as you get older. Man, like, I can't feel this way because people are not going to, like, think it's, like, all right for me to feel this way. Like,
Yeah. That's when you just start putting it in the back
yeah.
burner.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to feel you don't feel happy.
Inadequate.
Yes,
Yeah,
inadequate.
like what's going on? Like, why do I feel like this?
Yeah.
Because maybe if you start thinking what other people are
Yeah.
thinking for you,
We believed the things that other people have said of us for so long, and
Yep.
it's like we gotta kind of change the narrative and be, taking hold of your own narrative also is being responsible for those things as well. And not and instead of when you hurt somebody, man, I'm sorry I hurt you because this shit happened to me in my childhood. Like, what?
That would
That's
be
like
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
That would be a
You know what I'm
utopic
saying?
world, though. If someone were to apologize, like, listen, my bad, I was going through some shit and I took it out on you, my bad.
Yeah.
That's growth and that's maturity, but we don't get that.
I'll take that apology.
If we could do more of that and normalize that, that'd be great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm sorry, I was acting up, my bad.
Yeah.
Boom, that's it.
Yeah.
Not the apology that people think is an apology.
Yeah, apology plus but
But
the
but he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but if you wearing that Batman shirt, I wouldn't have treated you like a dickhead.
You're right. But I want to get back to the next question you asked of like, what should you say? You know what I'm saying? I do feel like if people feel like it is, if they get hurt by it or they get, they feel like it's, not cool, they should obviously say something. But I think to be very like specific, like, you know what I'm saying? Like very specific with it.
And how exactly is that?
But it really depends on what they said, how they said it, and to let them know, like, yo, from me, like, because it's to make it almost seem like it's not a personal thing. It's just that to me, that's disrespect. If it was from you or anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just because it's you, it's Bob. If anyone were to say that to me that hurts, and you could even explain why.
Yes.
Like, don't be afraid to give substance, because sometimes if you're just saying like, yo, like, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like,
it's
but
almost
why?
it's almost like it's almost, that's when it starts to get a little confrontational.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, be honest with you. If you have a trigger, be like, yo, look, keep it real with you. Like, because you have to be honest with yourself that if you have triggers and shit and stuff, we all do. I have them. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be embarrassed to really say it at that point. If you want it to stop, like, if you don't want them to give you the disrespect, like,
and I think there's another point, I guess, that has to be made, in which a lot of these conversations are going to happen one-on-one or in very, very small sort of situations, right? Because off camera, we're going to talk about certain things or whatever, and it's like, I'm not worried about, you triggering me or this or that, because we've talked about shit like this already, and we kind of have a foundation. And if you hurt me, it's like we can have that conversation because we've had them before or whatever. Like, there's a foundation there, but I think when there's no foundation, sometimes it's a little bit harder to cross that bridge.
So I mean, I would just recommend to people, from my perspective, if it's like that and you really feel some type of way, I'll be honest with you. Be like, look, you know what? Yo, I have some serious triggers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
like,
bro.
I'm sorry.
But this
you know
is
what I'm saying?
truth.
That's just not, maybe we can go about this a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm John. I ain't gonna treat your cousin like this, whatever. But you have to be transparent like that. You know what I'm saying? Or to let them know, like, yo, straight up, like, on some real shit, like, that's pretty disrespectful. Maybe sometimes they don't know.
Yeah. No. And see, like that's a really good point, because sometimes you assume they don't know, right? Because people don't know all the things that you might know,
because that's a norm. Like, for like, it's like an innate thing, like, oh, if you're dating somebody, right, and I'll be like looking at them like, yo, don't act right.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Man, it doesn't matter who they are. It's like, yo, you better act right.
Yeah,
of course.
And you want to do that just to let them know, even though you're trying to just be an extra strength for that person.
Yeah.
But in your brain, you're not even thinking like, yo, I'm gonna come off like a dickhead.
Exactly.
But
you haven't thought that far.
Yeah, I thought that far. But you like, no, I just want to use intimidation as a deterrent so that they don't do that shit in the future. But it's not gonna stop them. They're just gonna avoid you.
I think it's so normalized that sometimes I don't even think people say it almost as an intimidation.
And that's the issue.
And that kind of goes back to what we were
honest.
saying. Yeah, is that it does have to do with acknowledging it as a disrespect and not just some throwaway opinion that we're gonna forget about later, because people do remember that kind of stuff. I don't know, but I agree with you.
Like a shotgun wedding.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like I had an incident where a client, went on, and I remember sending you guys the message where they kind of went on this sort of rant, and I was like, dude, like, you sound like a racist, and when you sound like a racist, that only means that you are one.
It's like, I'm not gonna assume that you are, but
and I broke it down, and then they, and I was like, look, you can have your deposit back. Like, if you're gonna keep on with this shit, like, just don't come and see me. They went, they apologized, whatever. And I'm like, all right, get into the room. We're talking, whatever. And he says something, equating behavior with race. And I was like, hold on, like, yo, I was like, again, you starting with the shit again. I was like, you are being disrespectful. And he's like, but that's not, I don't understand how. And, he kind of entangles religion into it. And I was like, I'm going to explain to you so you understand how. And all these people died because of this X, Y, and Z ethereal, magical reason is not a pass card to disrespect people.
Ever.
And it was one of those things where it's like, that was like a trigger for me, and I'm like, I ain't letting this shit slide. And there's certain times when you get triggered like that and you can't help but say how you feel. And there's other times though,
and that's why
when somebody
says
something and you give it it kind of has to sit with you for a little bit, like, oh, did that just happen? Sometimes we don't have an opportunity to respond immediately because things are moving so fast.
Yep, because especially if they have anger issues, which that's why I was like trying, like, yo, what? It's like before you have to go through like a few things in your head, like little safety measures. What can I say to let the person know that they're getting too close to me blowing up? So that's why I asked these questions.
And choosing your words very specifically, and you're like going through the conversation in your head, like, damn, if I say this and they respond this way, and it's like, whoa, hold on, like,
because it's not, because sometimes it could be like, I said this and then the next one up, I'm gonna fucking snap.
Sometimes you need time to sit on something, especially if you know you might have an opportunity to talk with that person again. Sometimes it requires a little bit of a some distance to kind of think about it, and some shit is worth letting go, other shit is not worth letting go. And I think we gotta kind of decide what that is for us, right? What that boundary is for us.
Everyone has to know like what you could take. Like,
where are you willing to draw that line?
Yeah,
everybody has a different line.
Yeah,
there's people that won't speak up about shit. Somebody could be saying some racist shit right in front of them, and they won't say anything about it.
And that's what's been normalized.
For them, they're kind of just like pushing it down. Whereas other people are like, "Yo, what you said? Now you can't be talking like that around here." You know what I'm saying? And it's like that person might just be pushing it to the side because they don't want confrontation, but they really might want to say something and they don't know what to say.
I find myself like that in New York, so I just kind of like leave. Like there's certain like open public situations where I'm like, if it's like a place where like you're eating or whatever, it's like you're stationary. I'm like, I can't deal with it. Like remember we were in the city and we almost threw a guy in the street because he was disrespecting a homeless guy in the street.
Dude,
and then we what ends up happening with us, we stay still for a minute.
Yeah, because
we want to respond, but we like, wait a minute. I'm gonna see if that person leaves. Let's see if it disperses let's assess what's going on. If it escalates, then you respond to it, and then that's exactly what we're doing. Because as much as I wanted to leave, but I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Like I was like, this dude should probably leave. Like he needs to leave because I respond to that when I see other people threatening people that like they can't fend for themselves, and you're gonna take. Oh, that sends like a trigger in my brain. I'm like, whoa,
and it was
I can't have that happen.
And it was just so beyond, like it was level 12 on a 1 to 10.
Yeah,
and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's like I can't just sit here and watch this happen.
I can't. So then those are the things that you go about. Like, should I normalize it? Which in New York they just walk right by.
And that's
stepping over people. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do in that situation when he's doing this, so why should? And that's it's a chain reaction.
Of course,
it's a normalized thing. Like,
because where two people kind of stop, you're gonna have other people that stop and look at and then you're gonna have people that just walk idly by.
Just walk on through. Happening. Some people call the police, some people watch, and some people just do nothing.
Yeah, so that's why it's like, I don't think that there's this sort of moral imprint on us that's like, these are the right things to do, these are not the right things to do. I think that those are things that come over time and over learning and over understanding yourself a little bit more, because you might not be the person that's confrontational. That might be your friend, but there might be another way for you to fight that battle. Sometimes we need each other in those instances, to kind of to hold us up. Like, yo, I don't feel like confident saying that. Like, no, I have your back. and I believe in you and I trust in you. We're gonna move forward with this, you know. And it's like there's strength in numbers in that sense, you know, to do the right thing and to other people to see you doing the right thing just for the sake of doing it, you know.
Yeah. You gotta just say how you feel, because, you know, at the end of the day, just like we're all human, they're all human.
Yeah,
Even the person giving you that disrespect, like, they're only human too.
yeah.
As long as they're in their own fucking
Yeah.
world, so what they're saying to you, they have no idea it's disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
So if you feel some type of way, and it's like I said, it goes two ways. Like, to me, if it's someone that I don't give a like, I have different modes. I could either, like, if some shit doesn't, if it like,
It's a different scenario though. Like, I could respond to a situation like that and just walk by. I don't know you. You coming at me like this? I'm just gonna ignore you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
depends.
if it's a significant other's family member, that's an unavoidable thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
am
no,
I gonna see them multiple
you're gonna
times?
see them. You're gonna see
Especially
them here
if
and
they're
there.
close. That's an unavoidable thing.
Then a
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah, then you
Then it
have
has
to,
to-
if you're
yeah.
gonna maintain something, then you gotta open up the things.
It's
you know?
it's a communication, but I think, but with context of they're only human. You know what I'm saying? Like I always try to say, like, you know, it's tough, but I try not to judge someone because they sin differently than I do. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, in all contexts. You know what I mean? Like, certain sins, obviously, but it's like, if they're disrespecting you, just sit down with them. But like, pull them to the side, have a conversation with them. You don't have to give them back that disrespect. I feel like a lot of people, because when they hear that, they're like, oh well, I'm gonna go down. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
And that's why I'm, for the people who are listening, I want to make sure they know, like, you don't
have
fight
to-
fire with
yeah,
fire.
I don't. That's what I'm.
Yeah, it depends. It's hard because when you're in the throes of being angry, like sometimes it is hard to be like, yo, like let's sit down and talk about this, because it depends on what's being said.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is coming at you and saying, I'm gonna harm your body in whatever way, whatever combination they want to go about saying it,
In sequence, if you
it
do
doesn't
this,
matter.
I'm going to
Yeah,
hurt you.
Yeah. Like, some people are going to be like, I'm just going to defend myself however way. But if it's like, I'm going to fight somebody that call me, you effing bitch, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the 10th time you did that today. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You know?
But
Never gonna
that goes in with how we process things that we don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all have shit that we don't like. And if you're one that's just going to go fight fire with fire automatically back, then that's something that you got to work on. Because unfortunately, life is going to
That
give
doesn't
you...
work great in every situation, though. And that's the
Yeah.
thing, is like different things require different responses.
Exactly.
You know, that's why it's like certain things are like, you know, like in the midst of shit, when your heart is racing and your hands are sweating and you're mad and you're ready to, you know, it's like sometimes it's hard to be like, take a step back and be like, I got to really calm down, because this could turn out bad. This could turn out really bad.
Really bad. Exactly.
You know?
And it's always going to happen. Like, adversity and stuff like that is going to happen
For
all
sure.
throughout your life. There's going to be moments where, like, those are like little testers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that disrespect is going to be coming at you in the future times a million. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
That's how you respond to the situation.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't
so
respond to
it's-
every situation the same way.
Yeah.
That's when things start to kind of go downhill, you know? I don't know.
So it's all a process. I think it's on both sided. You know what I'm saying? It's how you react to it, what you do about it, and
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? If
And,
it's
yeah. And that was pretty much, that was it. That was off my chest. In terms of, but that tapped into a lot of things in terms of the masculinity, in terms of like
different
men need
sides
to
of it.
take it. If they're gonna get this dished out by the woman's family, they gotta take it. Like, that's it. Like, you getting threatened. That's a normalized thing. This is before marriage. This is not even like
Before, yeah.
this is, you're getting threatened regardless from the jump. Like, that's your greeting. It's the intimidation factor. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to do it in terms of talking to them, talking to people. Because if you want to earn respect, you have to give respect, especially if you don't know them. Like, everybody's gonna. If I've met you for the first time, you're gonna get respect. But if you say something crazy, then that respect level goes down. Like, I remember a teacher said this, I'll never forget, 5th grade. She said, everybody in this class has 100. What you do next is what affects your grade.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot from.
And it changes your fucking mentality.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
like, I'm
in
not
the
starting at
class,
0.
you're not starting at 0. You're starting at 100. So what you instead of going the reverse way, it's like, no. That means if I don't study and blah blah, you're giving yourself this
yeah, like
grade.
you come
You're
in here with
starting from,
value,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, everybody is a straight A student. Everybody is 100. Whoa, and I think society needs to Start doing that, and then it's like, oh, you're saying things that are offensive, no, disrespectful to people. Your grade is going down, man. You're gonna start off. You're gonna be at an F by the end of the day if you keep this up. Eventually, you can get that grade up by acting right, but I think people need to know, like, don't come to me starting with an F. you know, don't come to me starting with a 30 out of 100 and thinking that you're gonna be getting a sticker at the end of the day. Damn, quote that.
Now I do like that. I've heard that before too. A teacher I've had sometime one day told me that same thing, like to the class, and I was like, I like that. That sounds better. That does feel smoother. So yeah, people just sometimes be careful what you say, because you could be saying something and you never know how it's gonna affect somebody. I mean, even though we know, like I said, at the same time, I don't feel like we should be sitting here having to worry about every little fucking thing, how you say it, how it's like you feel like you can't say nothing right ever. You know what I mean? It's like, especially in this world with the whole, like we've talked about cancel culture and
that needs. I mean, Nat, what you think about that? Because I don't think we ever talked about it in brief.
I think the sword cuts both ways. I think the sword cuts both ways because, like, look, like I said, there's gonna be people that don't agree with the things that we say, and I think a lot of it comes down to freedom of speech. Yeah. Like I don't want to be banned from talking anywhere on any campus or any place, but if I sit here and be like, ban this person from talking at the campus, that same people with those same followers that have their own ideology, that are ideologues, are like, well, I want to rally for your cancellation so you can't come to these places. And it's like, no, like, I want you to be, even if I don't agree with you, I want you to be able to say what you got to say. Exactly. Because the freedom of speech thing, it cuts both ways. And I think cancel culture is a freedom of speech issue. And I mean, like I said, like, unless you're giving me direct threats, say what you got to say. You're allowed to be an asshole. Not gonna ban you for being an asshole. You be an asshole. Show the world who you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna call for the banning or the canceling of. It's just weird.
They're doing that on opinion. You know that?
It's weird. I think it's weird, and but again, that's why I say, it's one thing to be offended by it, and it's one thing to be disrespected, or have your entire being, be threatened, like you're living. Like that's just weird.
Yeah. I feel you.
People did that with Chick-fil-A, but they just asked him a question, and then they went off at him. They said, "Do you believe in gay marriage?" He was like, "No." Canceled. People still went, but they wanted to cancel it. Yeah, like, but you asked.
You're allowed to. I mean, you're allowed.
That's your opinion.
To say that, dude. But there's a difference in, like, okay.
If he said, "I'm not serving no gay people, I'm not hiring no gay people," then that's a bigger.
When you start to say that kind of stuff, then it's like, all right, that's like, that's weird. I'm making everybody that works for us donate money to this campaign. Like, then it's like, all right, now you are infringing on people's rights to express themselves. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, the line is there, but it's a fine line. Yeah. And that's why it's like, you gotta discuss certain things as what they are, and not like these, like, in these theoretic ways where it's like very broad. It's like, we gotta have nuance with these things.
Details.
Yeah, the details matter for sure. The details definitely matter. Yeah.
They do. And actually, speaking of that, I want to we had a correction on the last episode we did with Jeannie, the one who was running Board of Ed. Remember how she said on the pod and about that there was one guidance counselor per school?
It's one for each grade.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Oh, why didn't you say it? Oh yeah, he was on his phone.
I was on my phone. Yeah,
he was. Fucking say.
It's on my phone. Now I was like, I'm in the school.
Yeah, so I'm like,
you should just ask me. I was.
You were right there. You were right next to me. You were right next to me. I shouldn't.
That's funny.
Fucking. But yeah, so there it is.
It was just funny. I don't know why I even let. I let, and you said it too. So I was just like, you should know better. You should know better, because we went to school and we had.
I don't remember.
Each grade had a different counselor.
Things change.
I felt like we had one.
No, we were scheduled for one.
I was asleep in school. You had fun in school.
Nah, bro.
I was
There's a
asleep.
different each grade. You have a different counselor, and then you're assigned a counselor. But each grade has their own counselor. So say for example, when you go in, it's like 9th grade, right? Is that for high school freshmen?
Yeah.
So 9th grade, that means I only get the 9th graders. So,
Okay.
but there might be, if depending on how many of them, you might have 2 guidance counselors for that one grade. It depends on the district. We were a small district, but we were a small school, so each grade was one counselor. That's what we had.
And supposedly that's what it is now. Someone looked it up.
Yeah, that's since we were in school.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's still not enough.
No, it's not enough
we need
because
like a team
I have to
of-
wait for you. You got
It's just only one option per grade.
It's
still
like 200 people that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
How am I gonna stand out?
No, you end up being overworked.
The guidance counselor is overworked.
Because we were talking about guidance counselors, and because I asked, I was like, how many guidance counselors? It came up, and I asked how many guidance counselors per school, and we just thought one at the time. But it's not saying one per grade. But it's crazy because I still think there's still none. I think there should be a whole team because I feel like the kids should have options and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
to who they want to speak to.
There's
who they
also a
feel
child
comfortable
study team too,
Yeah.
with. Okay.
But that shit has to
which
do
is like an add-on.
this shit is funding school politics.
Yeah.
It really is. It has to do with funding.
Yeah.
Clearly, there should be more.
Y'all sit down and plan budgets. So you're telling me that you cannot put it into the budget to have more guidance counselors?
No, because city pays and it goes into your pocket, right? So pretty much I'm trying to play it safe here, and I want more money in my pocket. So that means if we can, we can. Like let me tell you something. And if you pay taxes, especially in dealing with school, the money is there.
Of course, yeah.
It's just that if there's money delegated to those things, that means there's less cut for me. I don't want less cut for me. So let's keep it the same. So when I get to that hierarchy of getting paid that much, I don't want to delegate and then take away from my pay. And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, of course they don't want it to be removed.
There should be counselors for teachers. We don't got that.
What's that? Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
you were
Honestly,
saying, of course.
Dealing with a student, like you should be able to. I dealt with a crazy ass student. I should be able to go into the guidance counselor, sit down, and they'll evaluate me. And they'll sit down, talk with me, and then make me at ease. Because at the end of the day, if I go home by myself. I don't have a family. I don't got kids.
And have an option. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like depending on I feel like Lodi, for how big Lodi was, I feel like Lodi should have at least minimum 2 per grade. I would like to say 3 per
It
grade.
really should be 3.
I would like to say 3. That's just me. And maybe that's in a perfect world. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like these kids should have options. You know, what if it's a girl only wants to speak with a girl? I mean, I do get it because at the same time, it's like I feel like sometimes you got to suck it up because sometimes I feel like what you want, could maybe be not what you need. Especially, like sometimes you may feel, oh, I got to talk to a guy, but maybe the girl has really good knowledge.
Maybe an outsourced system where you have
just
access to
something.
multiple guidance.
That's what I'm saying. Because,
But then at this point, we're talking about the reason why we have guidance counselors in the first place is that people don't have adequate healthcare. Mental health is healthcare.
Yeah, exactly.
When you pay for insurance, you get mental health care. So when you don't have insurance, on average, you're probably gonna pay like $250 a session. The average person doesn't have that.
Definitely not.
So imagine a world where we have Medicare for all, because we pay taxes already.
Yeah,
It just needs to go into the healthcare, and guess what? Now that child's parents has healthcare that inevitably covers their child, and they don't gotta pay to get a psychiatrist or a psychologist that is specific for adolescents and children.
Exactly.
There's enough of them out there in the world. There's just not enough in the schools.
For the world we live in, and all the money we pay on taxes, we all should be able to just have fucking free
Healthcare should be free at the point of service.
I have students having their parents pay for Fortnite coaches.
That's nuts to me.
So instead of them spending time or maybe having them go to like a counselor because they think of, oh, if I go to this, that means I'm crazy. That's why it's missing in the black community. It's just like, oh, going to a psychiatrist? I'm not crazy. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, oh, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, because it's not.
But
it's not
financial things
normalized-
also steer people away a lot too.
1000%.
If you know that I can get, if I'm paying out of pocket, how many sessions can I really afford in a month?
Yeah, it's just
when
not. It's just
barely can keep
when
up.
in reality, for quality therapy, you're probably gonna need maybe once a week.
Yep. That's why that last line of the first episode is that. You remember?
Which one? The budget?
No, we can't afford it.
Can't afford it. No.
Well,
You know what I'm talking about? It's because that's everyone says. Like, people bring it up, people will mention it, people will know about therapy or whatever or anything, and it's like, no, we can't, and you just can't. It's like crazy expensive.
like, think about your life, right, being so invaluable, not valuable, not invaluable, not valuable, that the state says, you know what? I don't care if you get shit happens to you. You still can't get mental health care quality at even the bare minimum affordable. And then what happens to you next, whatever path you go down, if that's, harming your body in whatever way, whether you're putting alcohol, drugs, whatever into it, that shit could have been helped. That person could have gotten different tools, and yet there's still not the access to it. I mean, not the access to it, but I mean to say the access necessary for people to go and not be bankrupt, because there's access. You can fucking walk into a hospital and get service. That doesn't mean you're not gonna get hit with a bill and go bankrupt.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So
Let
it's
me
like
tell you.
it's available. It's a matter of what we're dealing with in America, which is capitalism. And
Hospital is a business. It's no longer meant for help. It used to be, but it's no longer.
it's
Because
just-
you go to the bro. If you never went to college, and people don't go because of the money, you take at least a few days in the hospital. You went to college.
Yeah,
few days in the
yeah,
hospital.
it's
You've went to college for 4
ridiculous.
years.
Like, yo, the fact that I need to go to the dentist, and I've been needing to go to the dentist for a while, and the fact that I can't do that is
You got
crazy.
clamps? No, I'm just
dude,
fucking.
she chilling.
You want
Chilling.
some?
Oh,
You
no,
want some?
I'm good. I don't do seafood.
Oh, I forget you don't do seafood.
Sorry. He's like, yes, I
Wait,
will though.
dude, you're gonna have more. You're just gonna have one. Damn. Hold on, I don't want to get the juice on his keeping.
Oh
But-
yes.
It's little things like that. It's basic necessities.
Basic necessities that
It's
are
just-
human rights. I think.
Yeah.
I think
it should
healthcare
be.
is a human right. Housing should be a human right.
Yeah.
Like, we have the money.
We have the space.
This-
We have the
we have
money
the
and the
space.
space. We have the resources.
Like, so for anybody listening, there's something called modern monetary theory. If people don't talk to you about it, it's not really something that, is like the topic of conversation. But if you look it up, you'll know that this is how our system in America of building budgets and tax plans works. So modern monetary theory pretty much is all the money that's in circulation comes from the Federal Reserve. They have an endless supply of money. You can't go bankrupt if you make your own money. So the way that the Federal Reserve works is not the way, obviously, our finances work. If we keep spending, we're going to go broke. We don't have an endless supply of money, but the Federal Reserve does. So when politicians go to Congress, whatever, they have a bill, they vote on it, blah, 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 they make the budget. In that budget, if it says we're going to allocate $5 trillion to military spending, they send that to the Federal Reserve. They say, okay, check, balance, boom. $5 million goes into the economy under, the spending of military spending. They made that money for that reason.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Where the deficit, all that shit, yeah, dead. Because it don't fucking matter when we as America make our own currency. We're not dependent on another country for our currency. So
That's what always mind fucks me. I'm like, yo, if we can make our shit, like, what?
we have money for wars.
Yeah.
Did you hear when she said 5 trillion?
That's not-
Trillion
not-
with a T.
That's
Yeah,
not that's not an exaggeration,
it's
Joe.
yeah.
Like if the government wanted to make you a trillionaire, like right now,
It could.
It could happen.
Yes.
Like right now. Like the government could write you a check.
Exactly.
And you have $5 trillion.
Oh, I know. I'm waiting on
So
that.
if that's easy for an individual to get that, so then what about a community of people?
It is
What
possible.
what about the education?
If you do a bill that says, okay, we're gonna, we'll do this. For example, there was a mint the coin bill that was put together by Rashida Tlaib and a couple other Congress people, and basically they're saying you mint 2 coins for $2 trillion, $1 trillion each. That goes into a bond, and that is what you use to fund healthcare for every American. You literally put it into the bill. You are not spending somebody else's money. All the billionaires out there are, it's not like if y'all fucking pay taxes, y'all gonna go broke. You're billionaires. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, the government that is our Congress, who's a combination of elected officials and appointed officials, have the ability, like they had the ability to give a stimulus check. They have the ability. Exactly. Even Cardi B knows that Medicare for all, jobs guarantee, living wage, that's the fucking way to go. And I guarantee you, if Trump did that, if he gave people $2,000 a month, put his fucking name on that check, ended the wars, gave people health care, he would be in for another 4 years. And I guarantee you, because guess what? Even for the person that's like, fuck this guy's politics, my family didn't starve this month because of you.
Yep.
Yep.
And you know what's crazy? That's the thing. Listen, we made a lot of money this year doing nothing, quote unquote.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yep.
Think about that.
Yeah.
A lot of money just doing quote unquote nothing.
Yep.
All I'm saying is, if he's not pulling that money out of thin air.
Oh, they are. But
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's like that means you could have always done this entire time. You just wanted to sweeten the deal. I'm a piece of shit. I had the option to do this the entire time.
You had all.
The whole time I had the
it's
option
a
to do this.
negotiation. And this is why I say all this shit, everything is inherently political. But when it comes to our way of living and these questions that we have, why can't our schools have more than one guidance counselor? Why? It's money. It is money and elected officials. And too many of them is paid and bought by big corporations.
Yep.
And if you are, you will not get my vote. And I'm looking at all of y'all.
Shots are fired.
Because at the end of the day, our fates should not be decided by some merry band of folks who might have already twisted ideas of what people should have and should have the right to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're a human being. You pay your taxes. You should have the right to healthcare, housing, simple shit. Ain't nobody telling you gotta give a homeless person a mansion, but the bare necessities.
Yeah, fairness, or just make it affordable.
Food,
Yeah,
water.
if
So
they don't-
churches
if they-
gotta do this instead.
If they don't
Yeah.
want to make it free, then make it affordable.
Make it affordable. Even if you had tell them, yo, you pay $1 a month.
Tell groceries
Whatever.
to bring their prices down.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are in.
Yeah, something like it shouldn't cost. Yo, for some like basic shit that we all need, like dental shit. Like I
No.
said, I've been avoiding going to the dentist because
No.
my fucking bill
That
is
is
like
a health.
$4,000.
That's health.
That's what I'm saying, $4,000 just for. And sometimes people don't takes. You know how long sometimes it takes someone to make $4,000.
To save it on top of all the other
That's what I'm
bills you're
saying, yeah.
paying.
I'm still. It's
You're
still a
crazy.
struggle. Still. A
That's
struggle.
what I'm saying. So it's like, yo, you make it to where it's like, it's so fucking impossible. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
There was a
like,
chart. I think I posted it. It was like you could, if you're in poverty, it's like a rolling snowball effect. So for example,
exactly.
your
Yeah.
car needs to get towed.
Mm-hmm.
It's 150. No. Your parking ticket is like $150 for whatever reason. You don't have the money for it. Your car gets towed. $150 on top of that. plus time it takes
Yo,
to
storing
impound.
my fucking life.
Storing, yeah.
No,
And then
I mean, no,
it just keeps
and
on
that's-
rolling over,
Yeah.
and then your license gets suspended.
Yeah.
Then this
Yeah.
I
happens.
can't fucking afford this, but I need a car to get back and forth to work.
And so how am I gonna get to
race.
work if my license is expired?
Credit is a prime example of this.
Oh yeah,
You see,
that's a visual representation.
not to any fault of their own, but you see people who lower income, middle income, like you might not have the best credit, not because you're a bad person, but because we got bills. You got the average person our age has a student loan. That's just fucking there. That's just there.
It's just
sitting
there because they know damn well we ain't gonna pay that shit.
I know
anytime
people
soon.
in their 60s that was like, I just finished paying off my college shit.
Which is fucking,
Obama, when he was in
What?
office, he was like, I just finished paying.
which is fucking ridiculous.
He's like, he just finished paying.
Like, you have the salary of a president and you just finished paying now? What?
Which is fucking ridiculous.
That is the system, you know what I'm saying, that people are buying into.
Yo, I feel like the most you should be paying for fucking college is like fucking $300 a month. The most.
For how many classes?
Full. $300 a month is the most you should be ever having. For what we make now, I'm talking going by what we earn, how much jobs pay right now. You're the most. I don't give a fuck if you go to school for whatever the fuck you want to go for. The most you should be paying is $300 a month.
Listen.
Why is it that the more you pay for school, the better it looks on your resume?
My mouth is full.
I know you were like I saw you like hold on.
Because it's a business.
It's
Well,
business,
yeah, of
just like
course.
hospitals a business,
And that is the
schools a
stamp of
business,
approval.
and
It's
that's
a
it.
business.
Of course, I went to Montclair. I graduated there. Oh, you went to Montclair and blah blah State University. And blah, blah. Yeah, and blah blah. Did it get me any jobs when I went and they saw Montclair on there? No, they gave me a mop. Here's a mop. Here's an Olaf fucking suit and dance for these kids.
Well, because
Manager position, no, you got to work from the bottom up.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, too, like, I don't know how they ever thought, whoever was pricing school thought that was going to equate to fucking experience.
Yeah, no.
To anyone that's really worked in a
They get
business,
funding.
It's reverse. It's crazy because $60,000 to go to school and completion for a college. I need a salary job.
Yeah.
How am I going to get this
Exactly.
job? And I'm working to pay for school. What a fucking world! I'm working to. I'm not even working to live. I'm working to pay for school.
But think about this. If more jobs equal a better economy, what does that mean for the colleges pumping out these people? Doesn't that mean that if you are inherently a system that creates jobs, right? Wouldn't that mean that you're a necessity for the health of the economy? Educate people. You give them money that they will ultimately have to spend. They don't have a choice to sit on it because they're not millionaires. They're working class people. You work to buy the necessities and you save whatever you can. That's just the equation, right? So if that's the case, fund the fucking schools so people could go to school for cheap. Now you have an endless supply of funding for schools. Y'all could keep educating people, pumping out these jobs. There's enough jobs.
That made more sense, but we live in a world where we idolize
Fucking Twilight
sports.
Zone. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sports get some money. I'll give you a full scholarship. And education is actually an add-on. So you're going to school for sports.
That's crazy.
Education
You're
is
right.
an
Wow.
add-on.
I want to know, like, who was like the first person that thought that made any sense?
A full scholarship for sports opposed to education.
Oh,
Who thought that made sense? That's
a
what
capitalist.
You know what made sense? You know how much money is getting put into NFL?
A lot of fucking money.
Actually,
course.
college football, man.
You know how much money goes into NFL to hide the fact that they fucking know for years that much trauma to the fucking head causes CTE?
Oh yeah,
But they don't care.
yeah.
That's pretty much mostly
Yeah.
every sport.
They say a kid shouldn't even be playing 4 years in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's the developmental period. Your frontal lobe
Yeah.
isn't completely developed until you're like,
I mean, you
20
know what?
something.
That's crazy
Yeah.
because I didn't even think about that. How high school plays hard.
yo.
College
Of
plays
course.
harder.
They play hard because they're waiting for that.
Exactly. And that's why I like watching college, if anything, because they play harder, just like any college sport. But that means since high school, I'm getting hit as a linebacker. And then I go to college and I can't think straight. And I look like an idiot because my brain it can't communicate because I'm concussed. And then I'm trying to be in the NFL. And now I can't. By the time I hit to the NFL, my brain is absolutely.
And guess what? Get a fucking injury.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Deuces.
They got the shortest career.
It always happens. Like it just happened to Dak Prescott. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, yo.
Prescott's out.
He's probably done. Well, he might be done for the rest of his life.
Wow.
It was a game I was watching here last week.
Last week?
Yeah, it just happened last week. I was sitting here watching the game, and he fucking his foot. He broke his foot, and it turned, and the way it turned, and it's happened to somebody else supposedly the same way, and it ended their career. He's definitely.
If that was the Achilles tendon and that got torn,
I'm gonna look up what it was after.
Then that's a wrap.
Everyone's saying he's definitely done for the year, but a lot of people are saying it's probably career.
Your career, yeah.
But here's the thing: it's only done for his career is because he's a liability. That's why they hide their injuries. That's why they don't talk about them being concussed. Yeah. The players. I'm not gonna give you a $5 million contract if you're injured. That's why Derrick Rose had problems.
It's fucked up.
He was a good player, but if his knee gets messed up one more time, I'm not giving him another contract.
No, it's fucked up. It's because I just can't.
The risk you do.
You're using my body for your monetary gain.
And then if you're not good.
And when my body is done with this labor.
Yep.
Go on. I have no use for you anymore.
That's America.
No,
that was
it's America. that was. Ooh.
that was Inky Johnson's story. The guy I send y'all all the time. Mm-hmm. He came from nothing, and he was hustling. He had 10 brothers and sisters or something like crazy, and he did football because he figured football's the way out.
Yes, the way out.
That's how they saw it. He went in. He was really, really good, and he was in college, and he was about a hair away from going pro. He got hit, regular tackle like he would always.
That was a crazy story.
Just a regular tackle. And it almost ended his life. They had to take an artery out of his arm to put into his chest. If not, he would die. So that's why he has no arm. Yeah,
and that was it. And obviously, whatever that career he had, whatever his mindset, he could have been done right there.
Absolutely done.
But he became a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
and he made way
now he
more.
uses that arm. He says, he's like, no, I use this, I use the fact of this to show, that you can keep going and a lot of different messages that he portrays. I love watching Inky, but it's little things like that can end your life and people don't understand. And it's crazy because, one of my former friends too, our son always did it. And even, the things we talk about, it's crazy. It's that they want to do that for school and for college and that they're risking their life every single time that they go out there so bad. And it's just
for what?
And it's I I'm definitely not the one to say, hey, have some fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? You can play. No one's saying I play football or nothing like that. I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not that guy.
I just feel like they should have more safety measures. Yeah. You have the gear because remember back in the day they didn't have that.
Yeah,
they didn't have all that gear.
We could send a man to the moon, man. Y'all could make a fucking helmet that absorbs a lot of shock.
Well,
you guys can make things that are safer.
Not even just the head, the neck.
You made a fucking suit that allows people to breathe inside of it in outer space. You can fucking create something
it doesn't make any sense, right? You would think out of all the money that the NFL makes, that they can't come up with equipment.
You can. You very well can. It's a matter of, will it still be entertaining to the people that are sitting at the top and cost efficient for them? Probably not.
Look at the military. They got cameras behind cameras. They have front cameras and back cameras in their helmet.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on getting Tay on the line. I think we have him.
We have him?
Where is he? He says, Tay is connecting audio and can't hear you yet. But he might be able to see us.
I should carry hot sauce in my bag.
Oh,
that's like a thing?
I just really want some hot sauce.
Joe has hot sauce.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
He has red hot.
Go ahead.
It's in the above the oven.
Yes, I love.
Y'all was drinking?
Oh, you saw the fridge? If you didn't see the fridge, did you?
Yo, Tay.
Inside the fridge.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
You see them bottles? Is that Tay?
What's up? Yeah, what'd you do all day? You went for a run? You in the in the closet doing the podcast.
Damn.
You gotta take a picture. I need a selfie of you
Live
Yes.
from the closet.
live from the closet.
Do it, bro. Take a picture, put it on the IG.
That's hilarious. Like so dedicated. Like homeboy in the closet. Just
No, we talk a lot.
yeah, we definitely talk a lot.
We were just about. I was just about to wrap it, but I do want to get your perspective on the topics that we ran through. So what do we talk about?
So ask Tay about the first topic that I brought up.
Is the disrespect one, right?
Yeah. Well,
You
not even
asked
this
it.
disrespect.
You
It's
asked
just
it. You asked
all
it.
right.
Because you're not.
So Tay, what is your thoughts about being threatened by your significant other? Obviously, just because you're dating them, and this is excluding the mom and the dad.
Their family, not her. Not them.
And their family. So it could be family and friends, actually. Family and friends. They threaten you.
The way you said it sounded like it was them, like disrespect by your significant other.
No. So it's like they give you the talk and whatnot, but the talk is really they just threaten you. Excluding them.
Like the cousin, uncle, stuff like that.
So in that sense, like that's what I'm saying. So how would you receive that if someone did it to you? Cause for me, I give the hey you seem like a good guy, treat that person right, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. But as far as to say some wild stuff, and you see.
Yeah.
You see my point? All right. And it's not just the men. I'm saying like female too.
Yeah.
Then that's another story.
Then that's
That's
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. People get their hearts broken all the time.
Right. Right, but don't come at the life.
Yeah.
But and especially if it's not even the breaking heart thing, it's like just in general. Like listen. If I don't know you and there's no prior to anything, you shouldn't be coming at me with that energy. But I also added on, how would you feel about when it's done in front of your significant other when they're standing right there? Should that significant other check that family member or friend and say, hey, chill the fuck out. Don't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Or like, what is their responsibility in that factor? Because essentially that's their family, and you can't just straight up snuff their family member because they disrespect you. So essentially they're like, you're accountable for your own actions, but essentially they're responsible for their family. You know what I'm saying? That's not your family. That's their family. So they need to say something, because I was mentioning to Joe, if this was the reverse role where it was like your lady, you wouldn't let anybody of your family members gun at your lady like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it normalized for the guy to get gunned at, but when it's the lady, like, hey, don't be talking to my lady like that. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. And that's a thing that we do. We make sure that no one comes at them like that. But the reverse way, they just kind of just let it happen. So do you look at them like, hey, you gonna say something about your family member threatening? Because I'm gonna come to you first before I because the next step might be disrespectful. But I'm gonna stand my ground. I can't let anybody disrespect me, you know, especially if you don't know me. So that's what it can. So I wanted to know what was your thoughts on that? Like, if it was, you know, what would you expect that significant other to do in that situation, especially if it's done right in front of them? Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Deep.
Has it ever happened to you, Tay? Never happened to you?
Oh yes.
What about you, Nat? Has it happened to you?
It's rare.
No.
That's a rare thing.
No. Trying to think. No.
You see my point?
I'm like really thinking about all my relationships, like.
Because that's not, you're not going to, no guy or person is going to let that really from the jump. Like, it's not even like, all right, I know.
You know, I've had girl cousins jokingly say to like guys, you know what I'm saying? But like not anything directed at me. And it's not something that I wanted anyway. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's just, it puts you in a conflicting situation where I have to call out a family member for being disrespectful. I just don't like it.
Right?
It puts you in a pickle.
It puts you in a pickle.
And I don't want to be in that.
Yep, it does put you in a pickle.
I feel like I've had it jokingly.
I had that shit all the time. It depends on who it is, though. But I do get that. It depends on the demographic, but it depends on there's a lot of things. It's Princess, come here. Princess, you want food? I got food for you. Look, Princess, come here. Look.
Damn.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I definitely feel like I've had it happen to me, but in like a,
Yeah.
you know, because sometimes family could do that too without the verbal. Like sometimes family can give you those vibes, and it be disrespect because they're giving you like the undertone, or they're giving you the body language of disrespect.
Oh, you mean like I'm not looking at you?
Yeah.
You mean nothing yet unless you're married? That
I feel like I've gotten that from somebody.
ignoring.
In a situation I was in. It wasn't even a relationship. It was like an entangled situation.
Like the shade? Like you got shade?
Perhaps being dismissive of the relationship.
Just like,
Oh, yeah. You get
just
that
one
a
of
lot.
those like big brother type of things, like kind of giving you what you would want to say, but almost giving you that like,
Yeah, standing firm in my
Yes.
whatever. Yeah,
So
I'm
it's like-
watching you.
yeah, to me, it's almost similar to that, but nothing like crazy, like intense. But I've definitely gotten vibes. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely gotten those vibes, like, yo, I'm watching.
Yeah.
And you got to prove to me, which I understood though. At my point, it was like, I'm, at least with people, like, you got to prove it to me first.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really took it no way. I took it as in, you G checking me. And that's how I always looked at, like,
I'm an eating machine, man. I don't know why you're doing this to me.
you know, like I took it as almost like a G check, and I
my
felt
God.
like I would have maybe felt the same. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't really take it that seriously. But Yo, they feasting.
Nat was like, oh my
They
God.
feasting over here, Tay. Yeah, I know you hating, bro, because you would be here feasting up too.
You really would.
Yo, I've been watching your stories, bro.
Yo, you look like you gain, like muscle gain, like oh,
Nah, I
Yeah.
think
That's
it's
different.
I think it's the hair difference.
Tay don't gain fat. He gains muscle.
hey, right? It's a straight
Nah.
muscle.
Yeah, it's definitely the hair. Because I was thinking the same. I was like, bro,
That's
this
why I
guy
cut
got
my hair.
jacked.
But he was always with the hair too, like Jack. But then I think once the hair was gone, I was like, all right, I guess nothing's there to balance
I
it
was
out.
just gonna
It's
say
just
now
straight
we can
arms.
see your neck and shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It's not hidden. It's like, oh.
Oh no, he's swole. Oh shit.
Yeah, he's not faking it. Yeah.
Yo, and it's funny is he sent me that picture first, so I saw that I was about to be like, yo, Tay, relax, bro. You know?
Word, he in the gym like, yo, I had to post it. I'm like, I gotta post this.
Like, I don't know if you can come back up here to Jersey, bro. I went to the gym today and everything. You think you motivated me?
Shit, I actually was looking at my weights and shit. I was like, oh man,
Yo.
back to the gym again.
Yeah. Hey. Yo, Tay was like, I want. That was Tay. Tay, you wanted all the smoke.
Oh my god.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Keep doing your thing. Whatever you're doing, bro, it's working. So keep it up. Keep it up. Yo, and it's crazy, man. It's already been a little over a month since you were here. That shit went by so fast.
I feel like Tay visits every month now. That's what
Nah,
it feels like. I
Yo.
feel like once a month Tay just shows up. I'm like, oh man, it's a happy treat. I can do that.
Yeah.
nah, you do, man. Because we actually after this, we're gonna talk about maybe doing I want to do another Friendsgiving if y'all are.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That sounds good to me.
I'm already. You looking at me like I'm not gonna be.
I'm just saying.
He's like,
So-
I shall be there.
We gotta get you guys up here, and I want to get y'all too on the film set.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, Nat, I want to get you on the film set.
Yes. Nah, I think you both could act.
Just
I
gonna be
probably could.
bouldering through the crowd of people.
Hey, we could have used a bouncer.
Yeah. We should have had a bouncer. We didn't have no bouncer at that door. We had no bouncer. I didn't realize.
Well, it's not. I was just joking. It's not that type of bar.
It should be that type of bar.
We need more extras.
Word.
Tomorrow, a couple hours.
Oh my
Nah,
god.
but I really want to get you guys on the set.
I'm gonna come.
Cause
We have
yo,
one tomorrow if you ain't doing nothing.
No, I work.
she's like,
Oh, you were? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
we're lucky we got that here now.
No,
Her ride's
I
outside
planned
as
this
we
shit.
speak.
Listen, hold on. Listen, I fucking took care of it, some kids today, and you know what I'm saying. Then I took a nap. I woke up, went to the park, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna be at the park for an hour and a half, and then we gotta go to the supermarket, and then we gotta go home, and then I gotta leave.
It's not peace.
Yeah, and I'm like, I gotta go. And Drew's like, where you going? I'm like, told you, I'm going to the studio. He's like,
Nat
oh.
leaves her cape at home on purpose.
He's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, cool, love you. You know, man. You know that shit. It's like you put your fucking phone. Like I'm gonna take a nap for 1 hour, and that is not 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 hour, and I gotta get the fuck up and I gotta go.
That's what I did. I took a nap. I was tired. I took a nap today.
Oh, you did today?
I did.
Today was a nap.
I was watching a movie and I was
That's because I'm not gonna air this business. But yo, he left out of here at 5 a.m.
Talk.
That's all I'm gonna say.
shots.
Stop.
And he got here last night at like 11 p.m. So I don't know what happened between those hours.
Man, he's 30 years old.
Right?
He's 30.
I gotta fuck
Let
with
him live.
Let him live.
Nah, I still gotta fuck with him.
I want to know what I'm gonna be like in my 30s. Like,
You know what? It's gonna be this. Everything's you're gonna be giving less shits and you're gonna be doing more things you want to do. I
Yeah.
promise. The moment you're 30, like I don't want to do it. Nah, I'm not going.
Yeah, like the Seinfeld.
I
Yeah,
got, I got
Seinfeld.
5 more years. I got 5 more.
5 more years. Nah, I keep forgetting how old you are. I remember when, in the early days, I'm like, Nat, how old are you? No, I'm never gonna ask.
So
Bitch,
wait.
how old are you?
So
Right?
we're gonna be halfway to 40.
Joe,
That's
no one had to
fine.
do that. No one.
That's fine.
No one asked you.
I hear that supposedly that as you get older, your sex life gets better.
It does. It does. You can say what you want, Joe. You can say what you want, Joe. I was not getting no love in my early 20s at all. Nothing. And then the older I got, I don't know if it was like fine wine or maybe my maybe it was how I dressed, or maybe I don't know. But I think it was how I dressed. Cause I be looking at the pictures and like, damn, I wouldn't date myself. Like, who let you out the house looking like that? I had an orange, bright neon Thriller jacket, and I thought that was a shit with yellow jeans.
We should have
and y'all
linked up
motherfuckers
sooner.
let me out.
We need to reenact that.
Yeah, no. We should have linked up sooner, man. I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry, bro.
You saw me at Burger, man. No excuse for you. Fuck you.
I was like,
He's like, yo, here's this Jamaican beef patty. Change your shit, nigga. And he like slipping notes in the beef patty, like, yo, go change your outfit. Go to Nike or something.
It also works because a real Jamaican beef patty is orange on the outside and drips a little bit of yellow oil.
No,
So
no,
Word. Nah, it was dry in Bergen. Nah, it wasn't real.
I was giving. Nah, them shits were dry. Yo, we made them shits at 9 a.m.
oh, you talking about frozen Jamaican
Yeah,
patty?
it was at Bergen. I remember they used to have. I'm like, damn, this Jamaican patty dry as hell. I need to drink some
This
milk
shit
with
got
this
no moisture.
motherfucker.
See, I would hook him up though.
He did. He really did. He hooked me up. I needed it because I was on that college budget. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just eating Pop-Tarts because they were $1 every time I went there.
Yo.
I didn't have no meal. Like it was like if I had a meal, I just killed 3 days of me going to school.
I was saving lives, and y'all just never knew.
You know, Joe's just like, I gotta feed America.
y'all know me, man.
Yo.
Oh my god! But yeah, that's definitely the reason why. But then as I got older, I feel like I used to go on so many dates, and I used to do too much. I used to be the funny guy doing too much, and then at that point, I was like, nah, no more, no more. We done with that. And then it's not that I became an asshole. I was just like, y'all have to work harder to be if you're gonna be with me at this point. I had to flip the thing because I used to have them validate me. I was like, nah, we're gonna reverse this.
I shall validate
Flip that
thyself.
shit.
Yes,
Where the
validate
fucking
myself. Validate myself. Talk my shit. That's exactly what happened. And then the older you get, you're like, oh yeah, you should do this. That's what I would get. Oh, I'm like, nah, I think no. You're like, what do you mean no? No.
I think I'm gonna pass.
I was like, yeah, I said no. And then you're like, no, we should go on a date.
Yo.
That was it.
Abort. But nah, I tell you, we're gonna get you back up here, and Nat, we're gonna get you on the film set because I just be annoying this guy, and he probably needs some sanity.
That's why I need my breaks.
Yeah, I've been getting this guy.
I see Joe like a work week. I put my overtime with Joe.
Got this guy standing on a bed in between the guys.
Yeah,
I
know
bet
what's
that
funny?
shot was fire.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Listen, anytime you gotta get a good scene and you're over them and they're under you and you're just
You know it has to be bomb because I ain't just doing that shit just to do
that. You know what that is? That's fly on the wall. Right there. That's like, you know what? I know.
You know.
I be telling him too because sometimes he be looking at me and I'm like, gotta
have
do
nothing
it.
to say.
Gotta take.
You didn't even tell me. I just knew that was
that-
what I
that
read
one-
the script. I was
no.
like, yeah, he's definitely. He said, "Girl in the bed." There's no other better way to really show that. And I'm watching all those movies in my brain, bro. You're gonna have to get on top of the bed.
So I think I know what I did. By our little car situation, I broke you out
Which car situation?
when you thought I was gonna kill you.
Oh wait, which one was it? The me hanging out
Yeah.
the car? I don't think they know about that.
They do. We talked about it on the last episode.
Did we? No, we didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. You weren't here last. You weren't here last pod. were
You
on your
did,
phone.
yeah.
I talked
We didn't
about it
talk.
without
No, we did not. I remember.
We didn't. Oh, I
we
think we
did
were
not.
gonna.
Yeah, because we were filming. You forgot.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. We were filming, and this guy thought I was gonna kill him.
Yeah, I was hanging outside the car. My car. Not even anyone's car, but my car. I was hanging outside the car. While Joe's driving, being Joe Toretto, I was hanging outside with my camera low, about 3 inches from the ground.
It was for a music video.
Zane Tarantino.
Doing a music video, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, go real slow, you know."
I said like 15, 20.
Oh,
And Joe's like,
he said go 5 miles an hour.
I really did. And then they were like, oh, yeah, perfect. I got you. 50 miles an hour. What? 50 what? just whipping them turns. I'm like, wow.
Was whipping that. Because Zane never really knew I could drive like that. So I was like, I'm just going to tell him. Because
He said Zane knew I could drive like that.
Because
yeah, he showed me.
You have to kind of show somebody you could drive. You can't just tell them because they're going to get nervous.
Yeah.
So I was like, you just got to show them. So
I should have just gave you the
Defense
Power Ranger
driving.
helmet and just call it a day.
Yo,
At this point,
we need that video. We need a video
Joe just whipping it with the Power Rangers helmet.
of Joe doing defense driving with the Power Ranger helmet.
That would be a viral video. Let me tell you.
Soon we'll do it. But after that, now he's just been doing porno and filming a bunch of crazy stuff.
Even though we tell people it's not, but clearly it is. Like, low
Listen,
key.
the people that get the POV shots in porn are the real MVPs.
Absolutely, because
Everybody
I'm just
that
like,
listens
I
knows
need a
what I'm talking
plexiglass. I can't be that close. I mean, talking about I be low key. Because clearly it's not a surprise that I be watching porn, but it's the fact I be analyzing it on a cinematic.
Yo,
I be like doing case studies.
like,
I'm like,
wait.
yo, homeboy got close.
Yeah, you're like, how do you get that shot?
How do you get that shot? And then just imagine the editor, not even the person who films it. Just imagine the editor, like right here. We're cutting.
Yeah.
We need a close up.
Oh,
go to a master.
That's how me and you when we edit that fucking.
Oh my god.
Yo. And he had to get
man.
mad different angles of that. You know what's funny? Reef hit me up after that scene that day, and he was like, "Yep, y'all do porn." He's like, "It's okay. You don't have to lie to me anymore."
Oh yeah, because it doesn't make it easy. That we have like a whole studio set up and whatnot
listen,
with
filming
a
is
single
filming.
couch in the living room.
No, I'm talking about what we just filmed.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, which one is the most recent one?
Hotel, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's
People
that's
were DMs
convincing.
like, "Yo, you do porn now. Like you definitely do porn."
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like the end scene. It's not even like it's like it's already the damage is already done. So that's what we film.
So now
like it's already done.
I'm thinking, do we keep this up and just keep it going? Like, do we just keep up the crazy porno shots in these fucking episodes? Or do
that's our thing. Like every single time.
there's not just
Like
something.
like whether it's the beginning, middle, or it's like there's always gonna be like a.
Something.
There's always gonna be like a softcore porn scene.
Well, forget Netflix. Fuck it, we're going to HBO.
Yeah.
This is HBO status at
right
this point.
Yeah, he knows.
But yeah, they need that. I can see us on HBO.
Yeah.
HBO
No,
Yeah,
Max.
it's
HBO
definitely-
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, they made Android porn on HBO Max, and that
Word.
shit just was like,
Oh yeah, Westworld.
y'all floating out here?
Oh
No, I'm telling you, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Floating in a cum-filled room, and you're just like,
Whoa.
Oh, you see, you would have
haven't
known.
seen
That's
it.
the funniest shit because I thought it was just me.
I
thought it was just I'm like, that's not
like,
milk
wait,
or
I'm
blood.
like- yeah, I'm like, is it
The
raining?
fuck?
It's not rain. Wait, it's blood? No, it's not blood.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Whoever thought about that scene,
Bro fell asleep, had come on his back.
That's
right?
You're like, how'd that get there? Oh,
So-
it's
so-
falling from the ceilings.
So in the
Tastes like-
so the show is called so the show's called Raising Wolves, right? It's on
Raised by wolves.
Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, and there's a scene
Fuck y'all be
where
watching.
where she's in a virtual world,
Yeah.
and she's having sex with her creator, who's in this virtual space, and he's obviously dead because he's on Earth. So then they had a scene where he was
It's all a simulation.
It's
by
all
the
a
way.
simulation.
This is all happening in her head.
yeah, in her head. And so the creator said, "What do you want?" And then they start like making out and they start having sex and whatnot because she's somewhat an android, but also like somewhat like a sentient being too because she's like self-aware.
Yeah.
So then when they had sex, they were having sex and then they started floating in this virtual space in the air while having sex. And then I guess where the climax came, like the ceiling was
Opened
like
up.
space. It was space. And then out of nowhere, it
It's
was just
flooding.
flooding with like, it looked like it was milk. and then you just like, wait a minute.
But you assume that's her blood because her
You
blood is white.
You assume it's her blood because her blood is white. But then at that point,
it looks like cum.
But the subliminal message was cum. I'm sorry, that was it because it was already over.
I think it's just supposed to represent euphoria for her, like you know.
Yeah, because
after
watching that,
into this shit.
I was like,
I was just like,
am I high? I think I'm high because that was wild. They have to have that clip on YouTube. So I'll show you.
Yeah,
they don't have that clip on YouTube.
No. Actually, my lady has HBO Max. I'll show you.
Oh, right here afterwards.
I'll show you.
We gotta have a screen marathon too.
How they even made that scene possible?
Right? Like I ain't never seen some shit like that except for on True Blood.
That's the first time I've ever fucking seen some shit like that.
Not on True Blood?
No,
I mean, they were on the wall. No?
True Blood.
Oh, True Blood was my shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
They did stuff like that, except they were like on the wall. Like they weren't floating. They were just like
that just doesn't seem uncomfortable.
Right? It was just weird.
Yeah.
All right.
David Blaine sex.
David Blaine. Oh my god!
All right,
HBO Max, everybody, give us a bag.
HBO Max. So Tay, what are you shouting out for this week?
Clearly,
not porn.
HBO Max. Whatever protein shake you're fucking taking.
That's what we're talking about right after this. Is that what we're doing? Usa, I haven't had that in a minute.
That's why I'm single, bro. Last time I went in a relationship, I gained 40 pounds.
Yeah, you told me that. I was like, you gotta stop letting that happen, Joe.
They be cooking good.
That's real.
All right, man. Shout out to that food, yo.
Good word.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
No, listen, Mama was right when she said the way to your heart is food.
It's true.
It's true.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna feed you. Damn.
I will sustain your body.
Right?
Oh, great. Yes.
That's a new type of sexy.
That's sexy.
You're gonna feed me?
Damn.
So like the Dexter meme.
Nah,
like,
but then
tell me something sexy.
Nah, parents and grandparents will do that shit, but then they're the first person to talk shit.
Right? Like, damn, you getting big.
It's
well, if you weren't feeding me.
It's conflicting, though, with
God damn.
My grandma used to do that shit all the time, fam.
Stuff you up.
Yo, she would come by with lasagnas,
all
with
kinds
cakes,
of shit. Like, you can't eat this.
They always say the same shit, too. Like, oh, it looks like you haven't eaten. What does not eating look like?
She ain't said it to me. She would just be like, here. She would just give it over. Like, here, I got y'all, you know.
Because to them, it's like, I think that's like a... Like
but then she would complain.
That's a love language, though.
I think it's also a love language, but it's also like, all right, feeding you is like wealth.
Yeah.
All right, you dropping too many gems here. This is a whole new podcast. And that probably had to go 3 hours ago.
I don't know. I'm good.
I'm just messing with
my
you.
offspring is taken care of.
Hey!
Word. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Nah, but we definitely getting into that next episode. I can't wait to record. Yo, it was so dope because last time we all were here was the live pod.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a while ago.
They don't know about...
They
don't know about us being just a little bit too drunk running across the field and fucking...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tay was there.
Did I fall in the hole?
You fell in the hole, and you warned us about the hole.
You fucking ankle buckle.
I was like, oh, shit. And that was a deep ass... That's not even a hole. That was like a dimension. I don't know what that was. And we ran, and we were... Man, Tay, how are you feeling that night? Because them Zeppelis were lit. Oh my god, that was fun.
I can't wait till I could just have a cameraman just follow y'all all the time.
That would have been the time to follow us at that
yeah,
point.
That's what I'm saying. Yo,
me and Terry were like, let's run.
Yeah, yo.
I was watching.
Like, I wonder who could run faster. They was like, let's find out.
I had the bird's eye view because I was on the other side because I had to go get something. Y'all were in the bar. We were all in the bar, and I had to go grab something.
We took a shot and dispersed.
Yeah, and then y'all left me, and then I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm on the other side, and I see y'all coming in. And I'm like, well, I still got to go pay because I left my wallet. That's what it was. I left my wallet in my car. So I was like, I still have to pay. So I'm going this way. Y'all going this way. And then I heard one of y'all like, let's run. Or like,
we was floating.
Do you want to race?
That's what it felt like.
Someone hit that.
Yeah.
And then I just see y'all just I was like, oh, my fat ass ain't running, so I'm going to go pay this bill.
We should have had Joe. We should have had Joe
the
running.
way it feels ankle fucking buckled.
Yeah, I went clack clack clack, and it just dropped. I'm like, yeah, it was the grass. This level wasn't even, so we gonna have to run that back.
His fucking ankle buckled, my life buckled. I was like,
and I felt lifted because when I run, I feel like I'm flying up. So then when I fell, I was like, oh.
Yo, now we're gonna redo that. It's gonna be our therapy without a degree commercial.
listen, Tay
do that as an ad.
did a Hussein Bolt up in this
Yeah,
bitch.
he took off. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, God,
I should have
damn.
stretched.
Yo, they were listen. That was
them
toe to
nuggies.
toe.
Them nuggies hit.
You're stupid.
Word up, yo.
Yeah, shout out to them nuggets. They don't need to know what nuggets, but shout out to them nuggets.
Word.
Y'all funny. I don't think I had any of those. I don't know.
No, not nah. You did it.
Nah, I didn't.
You did it. You had the pizza though.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I had that. That was lit. That was lit.
It's like, I remember.
Maybe I'll finish the damn puzzle if I have some more.
Yeah, clearly not done yet. So maybe you need to unveil this and start finishing that out.
Maybe I need to re-up.
Get some pizza.
But what's Zane shouting out for this week?
I don't think I shout out Raised by Wolves, so I'm gonna shout. I know I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna shout out Lovecraft Country. I just finished out the season, 10 episodes. That show was absolutely insane, and they definitely have to win an award somewhere. So
I
give
can't
them a
imagine
shout.
them not winning an award.
I really can't.
If
Cause
they don't, it's
that's
gonna
a
be like
snub.
that Moonlight scenario.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolute snub. Because I'm like, how? Because they touch a lot of topics on that show. Like we ranging from outland, like the craziest. We're talking political things, racial things, time travel. There's all, and it's like spread it out evenly. 10 episodes done.
Just a
Mix of everything, and it still followed the storyline.
Well, they don't got none on therapy without a degree.
Oh yeah, they don't got nothing.
I can't wait for us to make sci-fi type shit.
Wait until I start.
Yo, he starts writing. You're up soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to collab though on some horror shit. Cause I could see it, I could imagine it. I'll just pull from my darkest nightmares.
Yo, I don't know.
Listen, do it. Listen, I'll make
doing.
it happen. I'll make it happen.
I don't know what you're doing next Monday, Tuesday, but
I'm off.
I'll
be here.
We're doing a horror.
Yeah, I'll be here.
We'll talk about that once we stop.
All right.
Yeah, we can't get the sauce out
can't.
now, but yeah.
What about did Nat? Did you go for shout out something?
No.
What are you shouting out for this week?
Them noodles.
They was good. Listen, my stomach is probably fucking big. Like that shit is like expansive. I don't know what it is. I could just eat and eat and eat. I'm gonna shout out a book that I've been reading. It's called How to Have Impossible Conversations by Peter Boghossian. It's really awesome. And it takes, you pace yourself at it, but it's conversational tactics and strategies and try to kind of how to, understand why people hold certain beliefs and things of that nature. And it's so interesting. And, the concept is just how to have conversations with anybody, even people whose ideas you might think that are appalling and horrible, and trying to understand how that person got to there in the first place. And it's really interesting, and you should check it out.
That actually might work too with the topic that we were talking about too, and it might help.
We can literally always try it.
We need a book club.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm telling you, we're gonna have to do this off camera, but you could use it for any topic, and I use it with clients all the time. I've been using it with clients for the last 3 years, and it doesn't fail. I mean, unless you're an asshole, then it does.
Then you hit them with the okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's okay.
Now
That's
you
okay.
definitely got to share that method out. Definitely share
Word.
the method. I'm gonna give a shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us, the crew for the show. Just because we've been having some really like super people, man. Fucking.
Who you want to shout out for the crew?
I mean, you.
Who you want to shout out for the crew?
Nah, really, for
Nobody
real.
saw that.
Other than me.
For real, mainly
Ya
you.
tu sabes.
No, I'm saying Paloma. Paloma was a big help. Jackie, Matt, Kat, Evan, Jose, and Kit. Everyone, you know what I'm saying? Fernando, the girls, Tatiana, Hannah, everyone that's been really, really working with us doing this show. This episode, the last episode, Cassandra. I mean, everyone's been really showing out. And, I want to let you know that, what I'm saying, we appreciate y'all. And we can't wait for everyone that's listening to this to be able to watch it. We're working on some magic, yo, like I said. And big thanks to this guy right here, too. We creating some stuff. And I can't wait for Zane, Nat, Ente, for all y'all to write something.
Oof.
Can't wait to see what y'all script is like for
That's
an
gonna
episode.
be
I'm gonna collab with Nat after we talk about some horror sketches like Lovecraft.
Yeah.
for,
You're gonna
for a
see
monster
it's gonna take a turn. It could go so many ways too, because we got some interesting topics coming up that are the first 10 episodes that you could spiderweb them in. It's gonna be fun. But other than that, people, we out of here. Therapy without a degree. How long was that?
2 hours.
2 hours and 26 minutes.
Oh, we real.
That's a whole movie.
That's a whole movie. Nah, I like it when we do a good pod, especially when it's all four of us. We gotta always talk.
Split it into 2 parts.
Yeah, right, for real.
Listen, Nat, we gonna have to do that. We don't, you know what I'm saying?
Can't get all this sauce. Nah. But yo, thank you, people. It's been fun.
Yo, always.
We out of here. Tay, I just gave you a fist bump. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.